Let's get it warmed up here. Okay, I believe that we're feeding out to the folks out there and that we are live. While I'm waiting for confirmation for that, you guys can tell us if there's anything going on with the audio, video issues, etc. It is going to be a fun, packed show, lots of information, lots of cool folks you guys are going to meet. But I want to remind you to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. Very important. You can also look around the site if you go into the Strangerholics tab. We have a whole bunch of different platforms, etc., that you guys can find us on. And you can also look around the site and buy patches from us, which helps support the cause over here. I will show it to you for the folks who are watching. If you're listening on audio, you're going to have to go to hankstrange.com and check it out. But here's two patches. We have the blaster patch, and the broadcasting patch. And then for 2020, we have 2020 was hell in a handbasket patch that's also out. And if you buy any of those things right now, Lola sends out like free stickers and stuff like that. Like here's a sticker version of our grenade logo patch. So there you go. Go to hankstrange.com. All right, for everyone joining us right now, please smash those thumbs up, share this, help us overcome that algorithm. We appreciate it. Big shout out to Walther Arms for sponsoring and supporting the show here. I am going to start loading my guests up here, and I am going to smash the open button right now.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyles of
Make sure you guys subscribe, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified when we go live. Okay, Armand, Brigitte, we do this. Mychael, you know this. Kevin, you know this. We do jazz hands. It goes like this. We're taking it back from the socialist, communist. Yeah, okay, Kevin Dixie, he does his own thing. Mychael's doing his own thing. Whoa. We are live. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on out there. It's going to be a party. This is gonna be fun. I'm actually looking forward to this. Some folks here that I've known and seen and hung out with for a while. Actually haven't seen all these people in the flesh, except, well, Kevin Dixie I've seen not too long ago, but I haven't seen the rest of you guys for probably about a year now in person. So we're gonna get into this. This is episode. Kevin, is that you making noise?
Is that what? I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm lighting this. I mean, I'm doing that.
Exactly. Okay. Well, okay. This is episode 709 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. And tonight's guests are Prime Protection STL. There they go. Brigitte, Armand. Am I saying that properly? To make sure I'm not messing it up.
It's Brigitte.
Okay. I don't know why. I always want to say Brigitte. Can I, Armand, can I call her Brigitte, or is that like a violation of some kind of policy?
Boss lady.
There we go, Mike.
Exactly. That's what she's been known as around these parts.
Thanks to Mike.
Yeah.
So what's it called? Say it again. What was it?
What is it, Mike?
Boss lady. I nicknamed her Boss Lady.
Boss Lady. Okay. All right. There you go. All right.
First time you met her.
Okay. Boss Lady. That's cool. Or Brigitte. That's my thing. I like to give people nicknames. Don't be offended.
I'll take it. That's good, Hank. Thank you.
I'm just kicking it. I'm also digging the braids. Just saying. See, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, we also have Mychael Walther joining us, who's been on before. You guys have seen him here on the show. What's up, Mychael?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, and by the way, I was talking to you guys about this the other day. Boom. There you go. Concealed Carry magazine. You're in here. I think page 66. Right there's a big article, Fatherly Instincts. We had a discussion of this some time back now. I'm trying to remember exactly when that was, and Kevin Dixie was here. Kevin Dixie also joining us, sparking up a big one.
Hey, man.
As always.
It's been a long day. Well, now actually I went down more than 50% already. So this is the last one of the week.
Oh. Wait a second. How many cigars do you smoke every week, man?
About, it depends. If I'm kicking it, like I got a reason to, people coming over, something like that. But on average, if I'm by myself, normally it's 4.
Okay.
If I am, but now I'm down to about 2, and I'll probably get down to like 1 a week. Really, it's probably just going to be when I'm doing a podcast or hanging out with friends.
Okay. Yeah. Why are you cutting back?
Because it's expensive.
Oh. You need to get your own brand. You need to get NOC brand cigars, man.
Trust me. The ATF, when I thought about that, the ATF is more in my life than I thought. It's like, oh, I forgot about that tobacco part.
Yeah.
Right. So they're all over the place. But no, it's not even the health reasons aren't even a factor. It doesn't bother me at all because especially now the last few weeks I've been moving, hitting the gym like I'm supposed to. I don't have any cardio problems with them. It's just my wallet. It's like damn. Mm-hmm. It's just my wallet.
Cutting into that gun money, huh? Can't get as much night vision optics as you want to get.
Never that. I got a night vision plug. I don't ever worry about that.
Oh, okay. Maybe you could share.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Share with the rest of us. Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Okay, interesting. So what is going on with everyone here? How's everyone doing? Haven't seen some of you guys in a while. You know, let's see where everyone is. Kevin, you're in Georgia, right?
Yep.
Somewhere outside of Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay, how's the weather? How's the weather?
Cold as hell today. Sunny, bright. You know that day you wake up and it's like sunny, you like about damn time, and you walk outside and it's like, haha, gotcha.
Trick one of them. Yeah, same thing here in Florida. It looked really nice outside until I went out there. Nice and sunny. Miss Boss Lady Brigitte, yes. How are you guys? Where are you guys? Are in St. Louis?
We're in St. Louis. Cold St. Louis. It's actually snow
on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, snow.
We wish we could have y'all problems.
Yeah, well, you know, there's people who wish they could have snow.
Yeah.
You know, there's folks out there who think that's romantic, not me.
Exactly.
If you've actually dealt with it, you don't think it's romantic. And Mychael, where you're in Georgia, right? No, you're not in Georgia. Where are you?
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. All right.
It just always seems I'm always in Georgia.
Right.
Because I'm in Tennessee, and then that's like my second home. I be jacking sunroom, so I'm always in Atlanta too. So
oh, okay.
What it is, Missouri, Atlanta, wherever my people are, I'm pretty much there.
Yeah, you guys are all kind of like family. We were talking about this behind the scenes. You know, everyone's staying over at everyone's place over here. I don't get any invites, but you know. I mean,
well, Hank, in all fairness, I've never stayed overnight at Armand and Bridget's house. I mean, Mike gets that privilege. I've never been invited to do so.
Oh,
I just want to point that out.
You know better.
I'm just saying. I'm just making a point.
Wait a second. You were all up in there. I was just telling these guys before you came on. Last SHOT Show, you were staying in some. This is like the Trump Plaza suite or something like that. You were staying in Vegas. That was these guys, right? And you had your own wing. You had your own wing of the suite over there.
I did have my own. Look, this is why I tell people all the time, man. You have to treat people kindly, be nice to everyone, because you never know what's going to wind up happening in life, right? Mm-hmm. Kevin Dixie would have never paid for that place ever in life.
Oh boy!
But they made something magical happen, and then we just brought our resources together and made a beautiful, wonderful event out of it. But that's why, if you remember back to the SHOT Show kickback, you saw their logo floating all around that thing. Mm-hmm. That's why. Yep, they made that happen, man. I just used my pretty face to get the people to show up.
Yeah, that was cool. That was awesome to see. And then I found out, so for some reason, I didn't put this together because I know we had the thing you guys had the thing for Argo J there. Probably there was different events going on, but I didn't realize that Mychael was over there also at the same time.
Yeah, he was there. He had that weird hey bro, what's going on with the mustache, dog? He had a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I ain't been to the barbershop in a little minute, so I'll be there tomorrow. I'm trying to get my little, you dig.
Yeah, he's trying to butch up.
Well, I had to clean up for the Hank Strange experience.
Oh, you went and got the head shaved off today.
Had to.
Yeah. Okay.
Had to get the chrome dome done.
Yeah. So you guys everyone's on point here. Let's start with what is it? It's Prime Protection STL, right? If anyone is looking for that. So why don't you guys explain to the folks out there what that is, who you are? I've been seeing you guys at shows for a long time. Do you guys remember how long that's been? I always run into you guys at I believe SHOT Show and NRA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So basically, Prime Protection is a firearms training company that is evolving into different avenues in the firearms industry right now. We are trying to break down barriers and get more beginner shooters into shooting into their constitutional rights, all while making sure that they're doing it safely and legally. And the other thing is to change the idea of what a gun owner is in St. Louis.
Okay.
We are lucky enough to have very rural areas, and then we have a lot of city areas too. And some people would say that it would be like two different tales of the tape, and they wouldn't really understand what a legal gun owner is. And in the urban areas, the only places that you are told that the only people that own firearms are either cops or bad guys. And it's a lot of people in between that need to own a gun to make our streets safer.
Okay. All right. So you guys are based in the St. Louis area, right?
Sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Awesome. And I guess how did you get into this? How did you start doing this? Did it have something to do with Kevin Dixie? Was it before Kevin Dixie? What's the deal? Like, how did you guys...
So it's a very cool story of how Kevin...
I mean, Kevin's making a face, but I don't know.
So basically, Kevin, he had started moving into the training realm before us.
Okay.
And then we came up maybe a year behind him, and we had never known each other.
Right.
Okay.
I always like to remind him of how we met in a pawn shop one time, and he handed me his card, and we never know that we would meet up and be close friends that we are now. And it was just a cool thing when I was coming up and I read an article that was in the newspaper about him, and I reached out to him. And I was like, hey, man, I do this little CCW class, and I really like what it is, the message that you're putting out. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Would you like to come in and speak to my class at the time? And he was a great man, and I'm so thankful that I did that, because the level of mentorship and different things that have come along with this dude is top notch.
Really?
And it was never a thing of trying to because he could have stomped me out as competition. No, you stay over there.
Are we supposed to give Kevin Dixie OG status here? Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's
What?
all respect for KD, like seriously, and that's honest how it happened.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of what evolved Prime Protection STL, but started a little bit after him. But hey, it's been a great thing since.
Yeah, and he's been on this roller coaster ride with us behind the scenes. With guidance and other things that have mentorship, trainings and other things that help Prime Protection better. So whether you're getting instruction in the St. Louis area from me, it's some stuff that you probably learn from Kevin Dixie. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope St. Louis, represents for you guys. You know.
Yeah.
I really hope they do. I know Kevin's done a lot of things. I'm surprised, Kevin. Did you have something to say here?
Nah, man. Look, let me tell you something about them too. They have a way of saying things in a certain way. They're a balance, right? Armand's very he's like a Care Bear, right? So he'll say things really, really nice and really, really sweet, and then you all of a sudden you become jello on the inside. And you're like, what? And then once you get too cocky, then Brigitte, as you were calling her, curse you out a little bit and bring back some balance.
Oh,
right?
really? They've both always been nice to me. They've both always been nice. So I don't know about you, Kevin.
With a smile on her face now. She's not going to frown while she's cursing you. I was going to be nice about it.
Yeah.
But no, I've always told Armand and his lovely wife, Brigitte, but that it was my pleasure to, align with them, because it's like in many areas, man, right? If you figure out, I'm doing this thing, and then this person's doing this thing, people very seldomly want to come together and share energy or share love or share space. And I tell people all the time, I have no competition. What God got for me, God has for me. So if I can help you better facilitate information to individuals and better educate the people that are coming to you that God has for you, then maybe my mission was to make sure I helped you in any way I can. Thus, you can transfer that information. Thus, we're putting more educated individuals on the street. So I don't care if they go through me. I just care that they get the information. And then from there, it went from me going to one class, coming to another one. Next thing you know, we barbecue, cigars, family, kids, and they are nothing but have been nothing but family since. So I'm glad that they listened. I'm honored that they let me be a part of their mission and to see their growth. It's as much as my privilege to watch their growth as it is for them to compliment me as being a part of it. So it's all one big family, man. We all got our roles to play, and right now I'm playing mine, and in a couple of years, they'll be in my seat, and somebody be saying the same thing about them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this community here, the gun community, I think this is like the realest part of it, right? I mean, I see this all the time, that there's people who I don't even know, but we do have this in common, and people reach out to me. It's happened lately, right? People reach out to me and they're like, hey, this is what I do. Completely separate from what you do in the gun world, but I support the Second Amendment. I'm a gun guy, I own stuff. You know, if there's something I could do for you, you know, just let me know. I think it doesn't really get reflected that much, right? And maybe we don't work as hard as we should work to make it look that way, right? Because a lot of times it maybe looks like we're all fighting with each other, and sometimes we are. You know, so it's good to see that that's been going on for a long time. Maybe we just need to do more to put that out there. So, you know, important. Now, you know, we were talking about the younger folks coming up. I guess that's where Mychael comes in.
Yeah, I ain't that young no more.
You're still you're the youngest person here, sir.
Not with that mustache. Hey man, really, Mike, you looking like a motorcycle cop, dog. I mean, hey, bro. But I like the hat though. The hat you got on is fire.
When I see him, don't hate. But look, you see, I'm trying to grow my old man in now, man. Y'all ain't finna be treating me like I'm a little boy no more.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
You know I got your back. Tell him it's work. That's what that's called.
Oh, right. Work, player. Don't work. Don't work.
All right.
I don't know. I guess that thing has been getting fertilized.
All right, fine. All jokes. All right.
I'm just messing with you. Listen, you're doing your thing. I mean, I think it goes along with what I'm trying to say here, right? There's all kinds of different stories. I know Armand was saying behind the scenes, it's one of the things that we really want to let people know, that the gun world, the Second Amendment, what we're doing here, the idea that you have the right and the responsibility to protect yourself and your family is an important thing. And you know, even though I might be the old dude and you're a younger gentleman, if you want to put it that way, you've actually lived more than a lot of folks out there have in a short period of time, right?
I'll say so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, we respect it. Mm-hmm. You know, we respect it. Got to make fun of you, though.
Yeah, it's all good. So
tell us real quick, what happened with this here? How did you wind up in Concealed Carry magazine? How'd this go down?
Well,
and of course, big shout out to your son right there, right? That's
well, first, God. I mean, ain't nothing possible without Jesus Christ. So, I give all glory to Him and credit to Him first. Second, I mean, a lot of people, man. I mean, everybody that's
Kevin, go ahead. I'll put it up there. I don't know.
Everyone.
Oh, there you go. What, Armand? Brigitte, Miss Brigitte, do you guys?
I'm feeling some type of way right now.
Oh, he's gonna pull out the app.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty much. It wasn't just a me thing how I got on there. I mean, my son being included, people at USCCA. Big shout out to Mike. He's one of their main.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see there. Oh, hold on. Let me put. Go ahead. Show that again. Show that. All right. Respect.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, it was so many people I can give credit to. I mean, Mike at USCCA, he's one of their lead media guys there. He pretty much helped put all this stuff together. I mean, KD, Armand, Bridget, they all pushed me to even, because I mean, I was thinking that I was going to go in a different direction with it, or if I should do it. I look back and I always call on my God first, and then I call on the people that I'm connected to that's really close, like Armand and Bridget, Boss Lady, and then KD. They kind of encourage me to even keep go forward with USCCA and get on the do the magazine thing, because they before. So, and the company did, and I mean, all credit to even my boy Armand. Lost Shield and other companies tried to come at me, and them being who they are to me, they they kind of protect. They definitely protected me. So I mean, I give credit to God first and the people around me, for me being in the magazine and my son. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Listen, I think it's very cool for them to reach out to you and feature you on there. And then this is the kind of thing that we're all facing now. I think I was trying to say that we were talking about this behind the scene. So many new people coming on board, right? I think last year they said it was 20. I don't know what the final numbers were, Kevin. I don't know if you have the final numbers. I think it was over 21 million sales, right?
Yeah, the sales were there, and I think they were equating. I believe the NSSF equated. Maybe it was 8 million.
Yeah, 8
brand
million.
new people,
right,
or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, 8 million brand new people. A lot of those people of color, women, and other minorities. To me, I think there's a whole lot that goes into this, right? There's a whole lot that goes into this, and it's a really serious thing. There's some people that are jumping into this because they're afraid or they're panicking or they think that they've got enemies out there and all that. I don't think that's why you did this back in the days when you did it. And I remember you saying here on the show that you were just. When you had to defend yourself, you were just at Kevin Dixie's class, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think ultimately this is what it comes down to, man. You're living that, and you're living proof. The fact that you're here, your son's here, the people that you care about are here, you're here, you were able to defend yourself. This is why we actually do all of this, right? Outside of the fun, cool stuff of having the things, or hunting or whatever else it is, this is why we do it. And I think it's important to recognize that, and when other folks out there recognize it, we need to bring it to light. So I
appreciate
it. Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying that Kevin has something to do with this. What did Kevin have to do with this? I'm just curious.
Well, it all starts from the beginning. And I mean all of them, especially even KD, they all were from the beginning.
Kevin's sharing some of the love out here. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. We call him Coach. Jesus Christ. Kevin, coach, Chicago Bulls. Good God, that's sad. I'm from Chicago. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, the gun world man. He's always coaching and sharing all the love. And I'm the biggest copycat, but it is. So,
Kevin Dixie letting someone else talk.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing him.
It all started from the beginning. Especially, I was in the gun industry even way before I even got into the training thing. For the people who do know me that don't know, I did work for a company called Civilian Force Arms. It was in Yorkville, Illinois, in like 2000. Good God, 14. I was there when I was like 18 years old. I mean, I've been to SHOT Show a number of times, and I was doing it for quite a bit of time, but I didn't really take off and really make a name really for myself or for my business until I would say roughly around the time where I went to Kevin Dixie's event, No Other Choice, the Train and Learn Industry event, 2018 was it? Yeah, 2008. No, 2019. Excuse me.
Yep.
2019.
Where was that one?
Was 2018.
I was in St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis. Okay.
Oh no, 2019. Yeah, you're right.
2019.
Connection sucks.
Yeah, 2019. That's kind of where this whole even incident kind of started in a way. I was there training for the people who don't know, but it was at the event. I was there training. Shot at number 4,000 or 5,000 rounds. Was in there networking with people. I got a chance to. I won a gun there, well, a few guns. I didn't know a few guns at the time, but I won a gun there. On my way back, I drove down there with my buddy Devin Perkins, and he ended up going back to Chicago with me because he was taking the train. So as we were on the road back to Chicago, still in my training clothes pretty much, it was a little bit less than 17 hours after the event ended. When I got back to Chicago, I was forced to defend my life and my son's life and my buddy Devin's life as well. I mean,
is this the Devin that I know?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
You know him.
Okay.
Yeah, you know him. Yeah, the same one.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Really?
Devin, he was in the vehicle with me when the whole incident happened.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean,
Okay.
on this first magazine, it says, that there was
You know
two.
what? I remember that when I first met you guys. You guys were I met you guys probably at the same exact time.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The first magazine, it said that there was 2 lives saved, and he always reminds me, and I tell him too. It was more than 2 lives saved. It wasn't just me and my son; it was him as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was also my girlfriend and the unborn child in the house too as well.
Yeah.
Around. So I mean, it was way more than 2 lives saved when that incident happened. I mean, that's kind of where I feel like it started. And that's why I give Kevin Dixie really credit, for just because that was my first official training event, like with firearms. I handled gun for a long time, but that was my first training event. Actually gun holster and actually running a gun. And I mean, to have an event where I was surrounded, I didn't even know at the time, I was surrounded around some of the best firearms instructors in the country. I want to say, but I mean, good God. I mean, we had Kareem Mosier there. We had, what's his name? Good God.
Dustin Pluth.
Dustin.
Oh, wow.
Ken Scott.
Kevin Dixie, Ken Scott. I mean, it goes, goes on. I mean, Mike, with, what's his name? Good God. He's an instructor. Mike. He was
MW Tactical.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Mike. Okay.
Mike.
There's so many Mikes in the game. There's so many Mikes.
Right.
And Mike's on the show here. Yeah. So is Trenchwork Chronicles. You guys probably see him in the chat, but he's been on the show. So that's who we're talking about here. Yeah.
But Mike was there. But I mean, we had some of the best instructors. I mean, it was packed with things. I mean, this year it's going to be even more epic. I mean, if you're not signed up already, you need to be, because that's going to be an event that will change your life. And if you're in the gun community, and I was fresh in the gun community as a federal firearm licensed gun dealer out of Illinois, that is a must. If you're not there, I mean, you obviously don't care enough about your business and where you want to go in life as far as your company. So, I mean, because I grew now from that event. I'm a living example of his event. I feel like I did everything that the event threw at me. Networking, I did that. I mean, training. Unfortunately, I had to do that. Growing another business. I also now the owner of Protect One. I was about to say Prime Protection. Good God. I bought that company, by the way. Let me explain it.
I know that's right.
Company, it was already Protect One there. It was real close. So, but it's Protect One. Now I'm the owner of that, and I mean, I grew, and I thank God first and the people around me and my boy KD. So I definitely want to give him for that.
Absolutely. Before we come to KD, let me take this one quick question from Mr. Bullshitter out there. Shout out to him. He says, Hank, my sister and I are having a discussion about your "I shoot people" shirt. that's from back in the days. What are you holding? I mean, I've pretty much always have a Glock 43 on me, so that's what I have right now. So let's come back to Kevin Dixie, because you know what? I know, Kevin, I'm not supposed to be surprised by this, but you've actually put in a lot of work out there. You've been doing this for some time. I've seen you do stuff, and when we hear these stories and we see all the things you're up to, man, you're really doing some stuff out there, man.
I'm just a guy, man. I tell people all the time, I'm just happy to make it to be alive past 18 from where I came from. And and it's not coming down on anybody, but I've always been, since I was young, on the block, trying to help people out, trying to make them, go different ways in life, trying to figure out life myself. To me, it's when you apply it to what we do with firearms, it's not always about you. You know what I mean? Like if you're truly about the education, growth of this industry, protecting of your Second Amendment rights, making sure everyday Americans can do better. If you're about capitalism and seeing business grow, if you're really about that, then it's not about you. Really, this is about us, right? And I just have a position to play. And I've been given the opportunity to train with some people nobody ever heard about that are some of the world's best, in my opinion, to working with people that are public that are the world's best, to absorbing information I'm able to bring in my business background and my degrees into it to have those business discussions. I got a lot of smart friends, a lot of people that are smarter than me that I link up and make some of these things happen. So for me, it's not about being braggadocious. You don't see what I've done on my page. I don't get on there and say, hey, I've done this. And if they wouldn't have said what they just would have said, you would have never heard me say it. I don't take credit for Prime Protection STL. I don't take credit for Mike. I'm just happy to be a catalyst, right, to them and others where they can all grow. So it's never really been about me, man. It's about the mission of freedom, right? So, and then if you can line with people that you know are going places in life, and maybe you can say, oh, you're going to get there, but maybe I can just help you get there a little sooner, then why not share that information? I would. The same thing was done for me, man. It's nothing that's different that's done for me. So it's more of an honor and a privilege to hear them speak kindly of me than they believe, because all I want to do is see people succeed, see Americans be free, and protect all of us, right? So I'm a humble dude. Even the thing you're talking about where you saw me in action, you said it. I never said anything about that, right? So to me, it's like, all right, yeah, everybody's like, oh, I can do this, and I'm get it. We put up the cool Instagram post, but while you were faking it, I was actually doing it. So it is what it is, and I just, you know, I don't have to show it off. I just want everybody to be okay, everybody to grow, Americans to be successful, and damn it, if you making it to my circle, which is it's a challenge to do, right? But if you make it into my circle, I will go to the ends of the earth for you, right? And so whatever I can give you, but I don't think they realize to sit back and watch how, and they being real quiet. Them two up top, they being real quiet right now about
those are the dangerous people you always have to be worried about. Yeah.
Yeah, they being real quiet.
Those quiet, humble people.
And then I'm gonna give credit out too to a couple other guys, man, with the Train to Learn event. You know, the reason why that event is so successful, yes, it's my brainchild, but I'm smart enough to know I'm not the smartest person, right? So I got to give credit to everybody, and if I start naming them, I'll forget them. But all the other instructors that took a part, the firearms instructors, because we had classroom instruction as well, that took a part of Mike's journey. They all have been extremely humble. You don't see any of them bragging about that. None of them, right? They're just like, we did what we were supposed to do. We hate that he had to do it. We're glad he's okay. But then to look at him and look at it, the growth of his business that he had. Now he's establishing another business with some of the tools and skill sets and networking that he made at Train to Learn. So now this guy is going from being one of the youngest FFLs in the country, if not the youngest, to now being probably, I'm pretty sure, the youngest training facility owner, if somebody's like dad didn't pass it down to him or something like that. So to see his growth, and those two up top that are being real quiet, you know, humbly, they train a minimum of 200 people a month at a minimum, right? And that's just who they're training in the classroom. That's not the information they're putting out there. That's not the people that are digesting the information via social media or Instagram or Facebook. That's not counting the people they talk to in person. Let's not count any of those people, right? So I like to call these guys like the unsung heroes. And then Lord have mercy, let's talk about their growth, but I'll let them do that. They're growing as well and expanding their presence in this industry. And I told them from the beginning, all you guys got it. All you got to do is come take it, right? And they have taken it by storm. So these are the type of individuals that I'm happy to be aligned with, because like I said, Mike, you look at him saving his son. He could stop doing whatever he's doing for the rest of his life, and he's achieved what most of us would want to be able to do in a real life situation, right? He could stop now and have done more than a lot of people. And then when you look at Prime Protection STL, to watch them going from, you know, 5 or 6 people in a room to now that they got damn near a waiting list to get in with them, right? To the point where I still send students that reach out to me for assistance right to them. Right now, like go to them and get some help. So looking at them at 200 students a month, growing, putting their presence, their mark on the game, that stuff makes my heart smile. Right, yeah. That kind of stuff makes my heart smile. And then just being able to just be a real dude, man. Sometimes we get this social media and fame and what we've done, what shows we've been on, and who we have dinner with, and all that get to our head. At the end of the day, it's about the people on this show. It's about the individuals that they can go out and educate. And it's about, and I will say this too, because it's sometimes the elephant in the room. I don't want to hear nothing else after anybody watch this podcast about the fact that, oh my God, if you a minority, you can't do nothing in this game. They done took this game by storm. Hank, you've been controlling this game for a while, and I made my footprint, right? And we're just a small segment of the individuals that are out there. So all that to be said, bring your butt to Train to Learn, be a good person, and if you don't invest in yourself, I don't want to hear you bullshitting, bitching and crying about the fact you can't make it. That's your own damn fault.
Yeah. Listen, the reason why I'm going around like this, I want to establish to the folks out there, and this is one of the reasons why I do this, right? There are lots of people who get most of the shine or the glory out there, and for a big part of that, I understand it, right? It's things that those folks have done that we all look up to and admire and respect, and that's why that happens. But overall, in this thing that we're doing, there are lots of people. There's people who are out there listening, watching us right now that get up every day and put the work in for this thing that we're doing. And I know, especially like right now with everything going on, there's people out there that they feel kind of like disenfranchised, depressed and miserable about what's going on. And what I'm trying to say to you is just get up every day and work. Get up every day and do this thing and work. And there's lots of people that you don't see. Even when you see a Kevin Dixie, guys like me and Kevin, where we got big mouths and we can get up there and talk about things. But the reason why I give you that props, Kevin, is because you're actually doing things, right? You're actually out there doing things. And I don't know if you actually get all the recognition and the props you're supposed to get. And that's why I'm doing this, so everyone can get that. The way that I kind of grew up, I always had this feeling that if you're sitting there moping about, oh, no one sees me, no one respects me or whatever, you could sit there and keep moping and carrying on about it, or you could get up and do something about it for other people. Whatever it is you want that you're waiting for someone magically to do for you, you should just get up and do it for other people, right? And that's what I'm doing, Kevin. I'm really like 100,000% sure that's what you've been doing all this time, putting in the work. I remember when I first met you at SHOT Show. It was SHOT Show, right? I'm assuming it's SHOT Show.
NRA show, actually. I think it was NRA in Atlanta, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, there you go.
We ran into it.
Yeah, I remember that. Like you had some of the guys we were talking with were with you, like a crew, and you were very professional with me, like, hey, are you going to be over here? Which doesn't, that's kind of difficult to try to be professional with me. So you had to like track me down. I think you were in touch with Lola. But we actually like ran into each other, and I believe you did a video or something like that. You probably interviewed me or something, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Let's give you credit where credit is due, right? That's when locally I had a name. If you were in St. Louis, it's a good chance if you were in St. Louis, you heard of me. But when I decided to get in front of the camera, you were I think only the second interview I had done until that point, right?
Really?
And to you, I was who are you, right? But you were still kind enough to stop what you were doing. Hank Strange was a household brand, right? Everybody knew Hank. But I was a nobody essentially, and you were able to stop. We had a conversation. We did a great interview. We had a great conversation, and hell, look at this now. And that was 5 or 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, was it that long?
So, yeah, maybe 4, but it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Considering how fast time moves now. But
I haven't done that much for this whole thing except to pull triggers and have fun, man. That's the way that I feel about it, huh?
Everybody's got their job. That's the problem. Everybody wants to be like, I'm not going to make, and I'll give him his credit because I'm a big fan of the dude's channel. I'm not going to make videos like Knockout Lights. I'm just not. Mm-hmm. Right? He's supreme at what he does. He does a great freaking job at it. I just go watch and I'm like, all right, hey, how do I do this? Hey, here, sure, go watch that, right? Because it's done pristinely. Ken Scott, the way he breaks down engineering and science with things, he's great at doing that. Hank Strange, you're great at getting people entertained, introducing them to products in a very layman terms way, right? You don't get all techie. You're like, this is what the thing does, and this is what I think about it, and we're gonna have fun doing it.
That's because I don't know anything, honestly.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? How many realistically people that pick up guns? To be honest, they barely know what they're holding.
No.
Right. So it's always good that they have someone that they can relate to, and you make it fun. You make it interesting. So I think we all have our different roles to play, and I think that's what makes us unique. Everybody does something different. Everybody is really, really good at something. But I think if you just stay humble, that's how we build this community and grow. So I'm just happy to know some humble people. I know some jerks too, right? I love them for being jerks. But we all got our roles to play. We're all good at it. People gravitate to us for different reasons. And as long as we're all taking them to the mission of freedom, we're doing our jobs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me get to this comment from John Crump, and then we're just going to go crazy here and get into stuff. He gave us a couple of bucks in a super chat. He says, "KD, am I in your circle?" So
now John's only going to know what I'm talking about. Hey, John, you know that thing you got a couple of days ago? Take care of that, and I will put you'll be tight in the circle. Get that thing signed and get it back over to me, John. You know what I'm talking about, John. You know what I'm talking about. Get that thing signed, John. But now, John, my boy, I like this. I like John.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Richard Monder from England, by the way, says Kevin has always been very good at NRA shows. And he's in England right now watching us, and it's probably, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night or something in England. John Crump says, Hank was the first YouTuber to interview me before it was just radio and TV. You know? And then he says he's trying, whatever that thing is. So,
he's trying. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
But hold on, don't skip it. Big shouts out to Rich, man. And Hank, I know you know Rich too. Mm-hmm. Like, Rich comes every NRA show from England to come interact and support the gun community. He is one of the largest supporters. He always shows up. He has a great spirit. Like, last time I was looking for him. Like, where's Rich at, right?
Yeah. He's the dude you always see with the jacket that has all the patches. Yeah, see?
Patches, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Brigitte knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. He's a famous dude for doing that, and he's not a wealthy guy. I don't think I'm going to get in trouble with him for telling you guys this, but the stuff that Richard does in England to actually get out to the show, to come here to America to go to the shows. First of all, he literally works at one of those Chippendales things in England. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Richard will literally walk around and collect cans, do all kinds of stuff, man. He does everything to save his money. This is not a wealthy guy, and he spends his money, comes out here to America, you know, for this, right? Yep. Because he believes in the Second Amendment, in guns, in freedom. Like, he's like us, all the way from over there looking at us. And I know there's other people like him, but he puts a lot into this. It's not an easy thing to do. So 100% shout out to him. So yeah, I'm just looking. Lola is like writing stuff over here on the board because I'm like, man, I'm probably already in trouble about something. So yeah, listen, so let's get into what exactly I want to know. What the STL, you know, what's coming out. This is generally SHOT Show time. Do you guys have any, you know, what's going on? Huh? So, yeah, stop being so quiet over there. You got to jump into this conversation, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I'll give you guys a chance to think about this. I'll give you a chance. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. Flying Rich says, Hank, it's Richard's birthday today. Is it? Is Richard Munder's birthday?
It
is.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Rich.
Yeah, let's happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Yeah, pew pew.
Happy birthday to you.
Pew pew.
Yeah, congratulations, Richard. Happy birthday to you out there in jolly old England. Man, I wish that place was free, man. You know, the people might need to rise up or something over there. You know, make it happen. So, and Flying Rich says, happy birthday, Richard Monder. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, we got to get him over here. We've got to marry him. Does anyone here on this panel? We got to marry him off. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Let me see.
Yeah. Come on, Miss Brigitte, you could do it.
I mean,
it's an arranged marriage. We can make it happen. You know, it's like a reverse coming to America. Instead of coming from Zamunda, he's coming from England. You know, we could make that happen. Okay. So I was going to you guys. What is new with you guys? What's going on? You know, what can we help promote or something from you all?
What is going on with Prime Protection STL? One thing before mine start, one thing I think that's been pretty cool with COVID, I know a lot of people's like COVID sucks. We've actually incorporated virtual classes.
Virtual classes, yes. To
virtual classes.
People can separate. And still get out, learn about the firearms, and do it in a safe way without the fear of COVID.
Yep.
So that's really cool. We're also planning a vow renewal. So this is dope that we're planning a vow renewal. You're looking at some of my groomsmen on the screen right now.
Hold on a second. Oh, this a big party going on here. When is this happening?
They have to catch us out here, huh, Mike?
Oh, wow.
Out here.
And they will be joining us in Jamaica, celebrating our love all over again. So So it's a real dope feeling.
How long
Of
have you
course-
guys been married? How long have you guys been married?
So
Married, it'll be 10 years this year,
Oh,
and then
awesome.
we've been together 18 years since high school. So
Oh wow, high school sweethearts. Wow, that's cool. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we're having a new like baby
Baby.
thing that we're growing.
Wait, what?
We have
not a real baby.
Oh,
Not a real-
okay.
not a real baby. Mike was like, "What?"
No.
But,
Crime Protection STL is having a baby.
yeah. So Crime Protection STL is growing. At this time, because of something else that I do to help with the Second Amendment, I
Mhm.
really can't talk about it. But please, everybody, make sure that you follow up with us. Next month is going to be amazing. And it's going to be great for the city of St. Louis,
Mhm.
great for all those who are looking to get involved with firearms and not feel as if they're an outsider. We are trying to break down barriers and walls like St. Louis has never seen. And I think it's going to be truly amazing. And it's going to be good. February the 22nd is going to be great.
Okay. All right. I'll have to stay tuned for this. Can we just jog back here for a second? So you guys met in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can we? How did that go down? Were you both? Were you even thinking about the gun world at that time?
Oh, no.
Me
Okay.
personally, no. It's
Mhm.
always been our minds thing, but not me personally. I was scared as hell of guns because of what I grew up in or learning of. So
Yeah.
no, I was not into firearms. I had never even touched a gun before.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when I met our minds.
So how it all got started was my dad got me into shooting. I've been a lifelong shooter since the age of 8 or 9 when my dad first took me out. But when I met Bridget, we was working together in a high school co-op program, and she's been by my side ever since. And cool
Mhm.
story on how you play a role in her coming into Prime Protection and really being a great part of it is you and Lola's relationship.
That's
I
true.
remember us having this talk where I talked about how, hey, showing her how Lola helps you out and different things like that, it really makes it, and it shows that, hey, anybody can be a part of this.
Mhm.
You don't have to sit out because it's just a boys club.
Mhm.
And the cool thing about it is when she's at Katie's class or Ken Scott's class, she's usually the only girl there, and she's kicking ass. Like, that's the thing that I'm so proud about.
that's
and
cool.
It's seeing her grow, her progression with the firearms world. And like she said, she originally, when I brought my first AR-15 home, she was like, "Get that out of my house." And now she has her own custom AR-15.
Nice.
So it's a real thing, but she also wasn't closed-minded.
Mhm.
And this is something that I would think that a lot of ladies should take guidance from her on. One of the first things that she said once I brought that gun home and I told her I couldn't take it back
Mhm.
was, well, you need to train AJ. AJ is our son. He's now 15. He was 2 at the time.
Okay.
So it really was a sobering moment that she said get some training. And then that was kind of the brainchild of, oh, we need to do that, because I had to pay a lot of money to get my kid trained,
Mhm.
And get myself training and different stuff like that. And I wanted to make something affordable for the community that we were a part of, to where they weren't going to drive 60 miles outside of town and then also pay the $100 fee of getting your child enrolled and all this type of stuff.
Mhm.
And if it wouldn't have been for her, I might not have ever thought that we could go into the training side of the firearms industry.
Oh, that's amazing. I always remember running into you guys at shows and stuff like that, and that kind of thing always like feeds my energy. I kind of burn out all the time. I tell people I burn out like, I don't know, but what is it, like every couple of months I burn out at this. But when I go to those shows and I actually meet real people and they're like, oh man, we really enjoy what you do, or they tell me stories like what you're saying, that kind of gives me the energy to keep doing this. You know, whenever I'm always telling Lola, okay, maybe this is it. I think I had enough of this or whatever. So that's cool to hear that, you know. For sure. And then also there's a lot of people, that whole thing that you're saying about the gun, like I was looking, it's tough to put, I don't even really want to bring up the New York Times article, but there is a New York Times article that has this headline, right, that I'm going to share with you guys in relation to that. And I'm not going to bring up the whole thing because it's probably, I think it's going to try to like make me sign up or something. It says, "My wife wants to buy a gun, help." So the person who wrote this article is trying to get people to convince his wife, I guess. He's shaming his wife out of buying a gun, you know? And for whatever reason, you know, maybe I think if you look through the article, she feels the same threat that we were talking about when it comes to what people are perceiving as extremists out there. You know, she feels that same thing. And so now she wants to do that. And this guy's writing an article about it. And there's lots of people feeling that same thing that you were talking about. And I'm sure all of you guys come across that all the time. Mychael, Kevin, you know, I don't know if you guys see this. Feel free to jump in on that one.
Yeah, I know for a fact myself, we just had a student. She's been coming. She actually came to our CCW class. She's been coming for private lessons. Mm-hmm. She bought her a little SIG P365 with a red dot. And she's been kicking butt. She forced her husband to come to the gun range, and now he's bought a gun, and he's going to be coming through our class.
Awesome.
So sometimes
it's reversed sometimes.
It can be reversed to where the ladies they're feeling something. They're feeling it in the wind to where like, hey, something's unsafe. We need to do something to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And they jump out, and they will get ahead of the fight. A lot of the times, though, is guys buying the wrong guns for their lady. Here, you carry this. Mm-hmm. And it throws them off of people getting it. But we see it in both ways. Sometimes it's the ladies getting out there, whether they're single moms, whether they're young college students, whether they're just frightened by what the news and the media is putting on to them. But then we have other times where it's a dad coming in getting his daughter his first gun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It could be somebody else who's really worried about him, a brother or a cousin. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're not wrong, but sometimes their execution needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, LV Louis Cypher says that's cool when a wife makes the husband go into guns. Mychael, Kevin, do you guys see this also?
I'll let you go, Kitty.
Well, you know, for me, I mean, doing this for as long as I've been doing it, you know, I see different ways of it. But just to make it personal, like my wife, who I hid intentionally until she agreed to marry me, then I started showing her the guns. Right? Like, we're going to, yeah, that's what I did because I didn't want it to be something intimidating, like get to know me, don't be all fearful. But she was never really scared of them. She just didn't know much. So I remember her going through the process. Now, mind you, she lives, sleeps with, and instructed somebody that does this all the time, and she tells me what kind of gun is best for her. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, you're telling me? Okay.
Okay, good.
And instead of being that guy that's like, you know, like take my credentials, put them to the side. Instead of being that boyfriend or husband, it's like, well, no, you're going to carry this. I knew she was making a mistake based off what she said, right? I said, okay, not a problem. Because I'll look for any excuse to buy a new gun. Don't matter to me. Because you're gonna not like it, and then I'm gonna use it as a training tool for other students. Doesn't matter. And I'm gonna write it off as a business expense. So fine. So she decides that she only wants to shoot a 22, and that's all she needs. So and her favorite color is purple, right? So we go out and buy her a Ruger 22, right? And it's purple. Right, it's purple and black.
This is why Ruger does this, by the way.
Yeah. So she's just like, that's the one I want. Please. After a day we went to the range, we stopped by a local gun store out in the rural areas. And she's like, that's the one. I said, that's what you want? She's like, yes. I was like, all right, we'll come back for it. I let her go to next door. She got something to eat. By the time she came back, the gun was in the car. Right, I went and bought it. Put the gun in the car. Surprised her when we got home, and she was like, yeah. She went out to the range a few times. Long story short, and she's like, yeah. I think I need something with a little bit more oomph to it. I said, okay, what do you want now? She said, a revolver, right? And she's like, I want one small, but it needs to be light. And I'm like, yeah, no, but okay. So I went to another local gun store, bought her a Smith & Wesson 642. All right. And I went and bought that, brought it back to her, and she's like, yes, this is everything. I said, now, honey, you're going to shoot this one time and you're going to quit. I'm just letting you know. She's like, you can't tell me. I'm like, okay, not a problem. Took her to the range. She shot one cylinder and never picked that gun back up again. She's like, I'm done. I said, now, honey, now that we've been through 2 guns, can I please have a little input, right? And I made it fun, and I let her go through her own experiences, right? Instead of saying, I know better. I was like, okay, can I now that you picked 2, can I please just give me one shot? And she was like, fine. I said, okay. So I already knew what she needed based off watching her shoot, looking at her stature, her structure, what she wants to do, what I need the caliber to do in self-defense, things like that. And I got her a Glock 42. And now she gets mad when I pick it up. Like she doesn't like me touching her gun, right? She is in love with Glock 42, has been shooting that gun now for, 3 years, right? She loves it. She bought her own little range bag that I'm not allowed to touch, right? She went and got her own little high in there protection, said, what's your discount code? I'm ordering my own stuff. Like, all right, fine, right? So she has her own little area, her own little range bag, her own little setup. And the moral of the story is, no matter what you think you know, you have to allow people to come into their own, right? Don't force it. And I think that's worked great for us, right? And I don't say, okay, now you got this and you need to own this, right? She does not like AR-15s. She just does not like them. Not because they're scary guns. She doesn't like shooting them. She just doesn't like shooting them. Like, she doesn't enjoy it. But then guess what? About 6 months ago, she was walking by and she was like, hey, are those AR-15s, those smaller ones? I was like, yeah, they're PCC guns. They look like ARs, but yeah. She was like, can I shoot one? So she shot one. She was like, well, I think I want one of these. So now we're going to start that whole cycle, right? So I'll be buying another 4 guns. She's going to hate until she lets me pick the right one.
Yeah, I sense a method here of you getting guns you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
now,
let people come into their own development, no matter what you think you know. And I will add this too for guys. Man, we have a real hard time with our egos, right? There is nothing wrong with, if you know guns aren't what you do, which is fine. I mean, you might be an engineer, you might be an architect, right? You got other stuff in life that you really focus on. Swallow your pride and say, honey, I would much rather take you to somebody who does this on a regular basis that can help guide you and get you the right piece of equipment versus me saying, get this, and then comes time for you to use it and you're at a disadvantage, right? So guys need to learn how to swallow the ego. This is okay. This is one chance, unless you're a swinger. This is one chance, one time when it's okay to let another man, hang out with your wife, right? Or another woman.
Yeah.
There are plenty of female instructors that can also
absolutely
give advice, right?
Yeah.
Hook her up with a woman if you want to do that. But, allow people to come into their own, be relaxed with it. Gun people can be, and I'm saying this one, I think I have the right to say this, can be some of the biggest snobs and know-it-alls that there are. Like, damn, man, just let people have fun and come into their own.
That's part of the sport in some aspects. It's just, some people go too far, but listen, it's part of the fun, right? It's part of the fun of the whole thing. Listen, I'm going to actually bring in Louis. We're going to bring in Louis Valdez from GOA, Florida. I think he's coming in for a couple of minutes. There's some stuff going on in Florida he wants to let us know about. Everyone stay right here. Let me just dial him in here. I believe that he's ready. I think I was getting the alerts that he's ready. Let's see it. I'll bring him in. Okay, here we go. I'll bring him in here. So, yeah, there's lots of ways of going about getting your significant other into this thing, and ultimately they just need to be comfortable. If you force someone, you're just going to create a whole bunch of problems and schisms, etc. around this whole thing. Okay, I think we got Louis in here. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's up? We're going 5. We're splitting this 5 ways, which is very rare to do here, but I know you've got some important news to tell us, so hit us with it. Wait, did he freeze? Did you freeze? Let's see. All right, we'll get him back in here in a second. I think he's frozen, but we'll get him back. All right. While we're waiting for Louis, I don't know what's going on. He might have crashed the internet or something like that. We'll wait for him to come back in here. So,
while we're waiting on him, There is one guy on this platform that sells guns every single dang on day. It might sell to a lot of women. Maybe he should say a few.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
trust me.
Jump
I
in.
wanted to go first because I'm about to clear it up. So don't.
Okay, go ahead.
That's something for you. I sell a lot of guns, especially out here, but especially close towards Chicago. A lot of African American women. Even my girlfriend, I sell. I mean, she's bought guns, but I like to tell people, they have to be. Sometimes they come with their boyfriends, and I like it sometimes, but then again, I don't like it because sometimes, like men and the egos, like Katie was saying, men and egos can kind of just overdo it. A lot of times, I've had some crazy incidents happen, but I mean, a lot of times I see when a woman comes, women just listen so well. I mean, it is what it is, man. Men, we kind of just overdo it sometimes, but a lot of times when I encourage women to, get into firearms, most of them are scared, but I like to push them towards a lot of the smaller calibers, and a lot of women, for some reason, just for the women who are, tuned into this, a lot of times smaller guns does not mean it's going to be less powerful. The P365 kicks like a mule. I mean, those more compact guns are really, it just seems like it's a lot more snappy. I actually pushed a lot of women towards more so mid-sized guns, and they feel so much more comfortable. I always do. Women who buy a gun from me, I'll give them 100 rounds for free with their gun, and I do half off of just one-on-one classes with them. And
it's just for the ladies. The dudes have to pay 100%.
100%.
We don't get free ammo.
No. Women, because I love seeing their expressions on their face after, because they're terrified. I love seeing the expressions on their face after I spend just 100 rounds with them inside the range, and just watching them learn how fast, and just seeing them get comfortable within just maybe an hour. So I mean, it's just, I just feel like we definitely gotta. I mean, it's good to see women get more into guns, but men gotta chill with the whole ego thing, because it's not good.
Yeah. I don't know if we're okay. I just saw Lewis drop out. Lewis, you there? Okay, there he is. All right. So yes, absolutely. So let's just let everyone know that Lewis is with GOA Florida, and you're here in Florida. You're in the Tallahassee area, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if anyone here is going to do anything in Tallahassee or whatever, Lewis would be a good person for you guys to connect with. I know Maj was out in Tallahassee sometime at the end of last year. So Lewis, there's something going on in Florida you need to let us know about, right?
Yeah. Right now, it was just assigned to the committee's agenda for the Judiciary in the Senate. Senate Bill 498. It's a concealed carry bill. Right now, if you go to any religious institution that has a school on their property, you can't carry there even if the school's not in session. So, you go to your local church and they have a private school, you can't carry concealed on their property.
Okay.
This bill right now, as it is, will repeal that exemption, that exemption, and allow you to carry on church property even if they do have a school, as long as the school's not in session. So if you're going to regular Sunday service, you can carry. The bill was just assigned to the Judiciary Committee. The public hearing is at 2:30 here at the Capitol. So on this Monday.
Right. So very important to know for the folks here in Florida. Right? What can people in Florida actually do about this? I think that's probably the most important thing. And then other than that, the other question I would ask is, what chance does this have of actually getting through? And then we'll let the rest of the guys on the panel, if they have any questions about this, jump in here.
Right now, this my gut instinct tells me that this has a good chance of passing through. There's a companion bill in the House that's the mirror image of this. And traditionally, when you have a companion bill filed, that's a very good sign that the Senate and the House agree on its passage. What you could do is, GOA is going to send out an email alert very soon that has a pre-filled email contact to the Senate chair, the Senate president, and all the committee members to convince them to vote in favor of this bill. The other thing, too, is in our email alert, we're actually going to put out some talking points for anyone that could make it to the Capitol. So to go over that briefly, every Floridian has the right to practice their religious beliefs as they want to. And part of that is you have the right to defend your religious beliefs. Just because a religious institution has a school on its property shouldn't bar you from legally protecting yourself. The best solution right now, in my opinion, is to amend the bill that just outright repeals all of the gun-free zones currently listed under State Statute 790.06. But if we can't do that, at least we could repeal this stupid provision of it. And as you know, tragically speaking, you had the shooting in Pittsburgh at the Jewish synagogue. You had the shooting at the Sutherland Springs Church out in Texas. We already know that laws that bar law-abiding people from legally concealed carrying at these locations won't stop a criminal from doing anything. So either you guys need to hit up the lawmakers that are on this committee, or you need to show up in person on Monday at the Capitol to speak. But due to COVID, they're not doing the actual hearing at the Capitol. They're going to do it at the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center that FSU owns, where they do the basketball games, which is right down the block.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. I mean, so this is something going on in Florida locally for or I guess the state here for anyone who's listening to that, which is important. And I've been saying that over and over again. The local stuff is important. My question that I think is a lot of people maybe in other states are saying, well, how can we get things like this going in our state? Is there like someone working in GOA? In our particular state, what would you say to that?
It depends on the state. We have state directors in some states, and at the present moment we don't in others, and it comes down to budget. But we are constantly trying to expand our reach into more states and grow, but we can't do that unless we have the membership. We are a 100% civil rights organization. We're not like the other groups where we do a wine club, we do a cigar we do that.
Like Antonio was saying, we don't give away T-shirts. I saw
that. We don't do that. All it is hey, if you I like the cigar, you got that. But all the funds that go to GOA go towards the fight. So we can't expand unless it's with the membership.
Any questions, guys? Oh, sorry, Louis. Did you have a thing that you wanted to say there before I go?
No.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that if you want to push this in your state, it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's not going to happen unless you petition and annoy the ever living hell out of your lawmakers.
Yeah. Go ahead, Armand. Sorry.
So I got basically two questions. Just going to speak at the Missouri Capitol and seeing how the meetings can become hijacked by organizations like Moms Deserve Action
Bloomberg's Mom Demand Actions.
Yeah. So are there any plans in order to kind of control that? Because me going to speak by myself on issues that impact St. Louis gun holders, it kind of felt a little overwhelming. And it just seems like gun guys don't get out enough to make it to those types of events.
A big problem that I've personally experienced here in Florida was just as you described it. Back in 2018, when after the Parkland shooting, Moms Demand Action flooded the state capitol, and there weren't that many pro-gun speakers at the Capitol. It was me, it was the representative from Florida Carry, you had the representative from NRA, and you actually had a representative from the local Libertarian Party, and that was it.
Yeah, it's in their playbook to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, a big problem that we have on our side is we're conservative, and conservatives are independent. We don't like working with other people. We don't like networking. We have to start doing that. Just because you're in Missouri and I'm in Florida doesn't mean we can't support each other. Just like how I live right on the Georgia border. I know a bunch of good old Georgia boys that if they need help, hey, I could cross the border and help them, and vice versa. And that's a big thing we need to do is we need to start networking.
Absolutely. I totally agree on that. Go ahead. What's the other one?
I got one more. If you own like a vacation property in Florida, would you be able to vote on this issue?
You would be able to speak definitely, even if you're not a permanent resident, because you do have property in the state, which means state laws do affect you personally. And even if you don't live in Florida, what you could always do is you could email the lawmakers and tell them, I'm going to take my tourist dollars elsewhere because of your crappy gun laws.
Yeah,
remember,
good question.
The almighty dollar speaks highly.
Mm-hmm.
Florida industry is run off tourism. There's nothing more the legislature hates to hear that tourist dollars are going to other states. So you could always threaten the pocketbook.
Yeah. And they listen to the snowbirds too. That makes a massive difference to Florida. Does anyone anyone else have a question here before I go to the audience out there?
Yeah, is there any other ways that I can help support like the GOA and this movement that you guys are doing now, like from Illinois as a firearms dealer? So
by all means, there's multiple ways. You could join as a member. You could join our email subscribe list. You could go to gunowners.org/join, and you could either join or you could just make a independent donation to the organization. Like I said, we are in the process of expanding and growing. Because right now, across the country, the fight is on the state and local level. Yeah, we're fighting in DC, but the gun grabbers know that it's much harder for us to fight 50 different battles at the same time versus one battle in DC. So, by all means, go to gunowners.org, and if you want to join, it's just gunowners.org/join, and that's the best way. Basic membership is $25 a year. You could up the up the donation. You could make an independent donation. Like I said, you could even join our email list, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on in your state and your locale.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. Kevin, did you have a question?
I got more of a comment.
Okay.
So, I've worked with GOA several different times in several different capacities. The latest one was actually down here in Georgia. All right, this was right before the Senate runoff down here in Georgia. So my comment or statement to everybody is this: all right, the gentleman's on here. He's giving you information. Granted that that is dealing directly with Florida, but any gun expansion or any gun law that is on any House floor, any Senate floor that's sitting in one of these reps' offices being drawn up affects everyone in this country. All right, they all affect us, right? From a small level to a big level. So I was disappointed to see GOA put so much effort, so much money, so many people on the stomping grounds in person in Florida, and only between Savannah and Atlanta, with all the advertisement, all the radio spots, all the social media shares, 14 gun owners between the two locations showed up. It's frustrating to watch anybody work and not receive the support. We can't keep thinking that an Instagram post or a Facebook post or a share, those are great. Please continue to do that. Mm-hmm. But you also need to put your money where your mouth is. One, he just gave you the information about how to donate. And two, you need to start letting your voice be heard. You need to get out, be active, and show up. So we always say, oh, what organization is going to save us? It's great that we have organizations like GOA out there fighting for the rights, right? Taking care of the lawsuits, like we're not attorneys, right? So taking care of the lawsuits, right? So what you want to do is get behind them, support them with your dollars, support them with your voice. But damn it, man, at the end of the day, understand that you are not going to preserve your rights if you are not assisting in the protection of them, right? So get your butt out, go to the Capitol. Even if you don't speak, hell, bring the speaker some water, like pump him up, slap him or her on the back and say, we believe in you, something. But as long as you're just sitting at home and you're never being active, that gun law, or gun expansion law rather, in Florida is going to impact you, just like the one in Washington or Missouri or Georgia or Texas is going to impact us all. So please, let your voice be heard and let your presence be known. That's my only comment, because I've seen GOA really step it up and start cranking out some work. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the support, especially with the people putting boots on the ground and putting personal effort in to make it happen. So kudos to you guys. Now let's everybody else get behind them and support them.
Thank you very much. And you brought it up. It's what got me involved. I used to sit on the sidelines and always be like, well, I'm a member. That's why I pay my dues, and that's what it is. But I learned here in Florida, because we've had a Republican supermajority for 20 years, and we don't have constitutional carry. We don't have open carry. Hell, we don't even have campus carry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to be known as the gunshine state, and we're falling behind. It's like, no. That's what got me to get my butt off my county.
We will be the gunshine state again. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will. As long as I'm here and I'm able to fight and I have the fine support of folks like you, we will.
Yeah.
But you hit it square on the head, man.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes down to support. GOA, we amplify your voice in the Capitol here in Tallahassee and elsewhere. We aren't your voice. All we do is we amplify it. We are a tool to assist you, and at the same time, with you guys, we fight even better because you help amplify our voice.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. We are in a symbiotic relationship, and the only way we could win is by all helping each other. I'm not just a GOA member. I'm also an NRA member. I'm a Florida Carry member. I'm a VCDL member. I donate to Jews for the Preservation of Firearm Ownership. You know, it's networking. We're all in this together. So again, Hank, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thanks for doing this. This is something I said to Lewis, I think, last week that I wanted to extend here since we're getting on air and we're talking to people. If he's got something to bring it out, I would really encourage other people to do that. If you know folks like Lewis, or if you don't know anyone, I mean, you could definitely help Lewis to spread the word here. So, you know, the folks out there who want to do this. Before you go, real quick, I think that Flying Rich says, does Sunday school count? So for this rule that's out there right now, even if you have Sunday school going on, you can't carry? Is that what's going on?
Right now, the way the law is set up, as long as the religious institution has a school on their property, even if the school is closed, it's a gun-free zone. It's no different than a public school. You know, you can't carry on school property 24/7, 365. So that's the current issue right now.
No.
So my local church, they have a Sunday, you know, they do Sunday school and they have a private school on their property. I can't carry on the ground.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's most
service.
schools. That's at least 75%, if not 80% of school churches have some kind of Sunday school or even a private school situation going on. So
and it goes over to synagogues, it goes over to mosques. You know, it's all religious institutions as long as it has some sort of educational facility on the ground.
Synagogues and mosques would definitely have that going on as well. I mean, more than likely, probably they're like 95% what I was just saying.
Yep.
So Mr. Saving the Day says, what is the next step someone takes beyond sending the emails and hitting the GOA Take Action button?
Well, if you're a Florida resident and you're able to attend, Monday would be very crucial. For a bill to get through, to get a floor vote, it has to go through 3 committee hearings. If it's voted, if it gets a nay vote in the committee, the bill dies. So right now, this is the first crucial step to get this bill to a floor vote. And the other reason why we need to get a vote on this is we get a record on lawmakers on who will back what. Because the biggest problem we always have is you'll have a lawmaker that says, "Oh, I'm pro Second Amendment. I'm going to defend your gun rights," and yet you never have them on a recorded vote on how they actually stand on a gun issue.
Okay, all right.
So the goal here is to get them recorded.
Put
them on paper.
Absolutely. So before you go, I'll say Lola put up we have a link you guys can use to sign up for GOA. It's a $20 membership off that $25 like Kevin Dixie was saying. But, you know, I think Kevin said it the best right here. You know, I would only add to that, if you have some money burning a hole in your pocket that you can't get that really cool gun that you're looking for right now, please support GOA. This is like a no-frills organization. They don't have parties. They don't give away stuff. You know, they don't spend a lot of time, like they don't only know you when they want to get the money. They're actually out there working. And if you think they're not doing enough, it's because, you know, they're not getting enough financial support to actually get out there and do more than they're already doing. So I just wanted to say that. I don't know if you have anything else or anyone has anything else to add to this.
Thank you. Lewis is your name?
Yes.
Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate all the support you're doing, man, out there, the hard work. You definitely just gained a new GOA member today. So
well, thank you very much. And again, thank you guys for what you guys do.
Thanks, Lewis.
Because I know it ain't easy. And, you know, like I said, we're all in this together.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
and the biggest thing that I'm loving is that you guys are Second Amendment ambassadors, and you're showing America and the world, actually, since people from all over the world watch Hank's show, that gun ownership just isn't, the stereotypical old white dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Lewis, you can come to the barbecue. We'll let you come to the barbecue.
You got to pass the hood too.
Not only will I come to the barbecue, I'll make sure that I bring some good cuba libres, some good tacos y cigarro, and a nice cajita con un lechon.
Okay. Awesome.
Dropping it like it's hot on you. Yeah.
Again, if anyone in Florida could attend on Monday, it's 2:30. The committee hearing starts at 2:30 at the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center here in Tallahassee. In our email alert, we're going to have all the information on the committee appearance form you have to fill out. You have to fill that out before you show up. You have to give that to the Sergeant at Arms for the committee meeting, because if you don't fill that out and you don't turn that in, you can't speak. So that's crucial. We're going to have that all in our email alert. That's going to come out very soon. We're going to have that on our website. And if need be, I'll send the information over to Hank so he can put it on his social media page and give you guys the instructions. But again, Hank, thanks for having me here.
You're welcome.
I know I'm short for time, but thanks.
Oh, you're welcome, man. I think you made the show better by coming on and sharing that information with us.
And before I forget, you guys are going to try to go to the Florida Carry event, right, in March?
Yeah, you said that's March 20th in Ocala?
20th, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send Lola the info.
Okay, yeah. I'll put that on the ticket and we'll be out there.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Big thanks to Lewis from GOA there for coming in. Any further things on that before we move on?
No, just get off your butts. Open your wallets. Get off your butts and let your voice be heard and let your presence be known.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone could do something, man. That's, I agree. I really agree with what you said, Kevin. I don't know. When someone says something the right way, I don't even like to try to put it in another way, right? Ultimately, that's the thing. Everyone could do more with this. There is a way that everyone out there can do more with it. And listen, that includes me. And I'm trying to do that. So, all right, where were we? What were we talking about?
We had just wrapped up. Mike wrapped us up with females and firearms, and your spouse and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lola is saying what's going on in everyone's area. Mychael, did you have something? Since so far as 2A.
Say something. No, I'm done. I thought Boss Lady was about to actually speak.
Oh, okay.
I was actually just going to just tag on with everything that you guys said, but stopping with the females and firearms. My sole purpose is more so to encourage the ladies that you can do the same thing as anybody else, any other guy or girl or whatever. You can do, get out there, train. And I always encourage my ladies to be their own superheroes. Mm-hmm. I always tell them that, go out there, try out the firearms, go out there and do it yourself. Because I can't always carry Armand around with. Well, I can't carry him around with me.
Okay.
But
I don't know if that's a stealth one. I don't know if that.
I'm just saying.
Is that a stealth one, Armand, right there?
But
hit you with the jab.
So I can't keep them in my purse. I can't keep them in my back pocket. And oftentimes I'm on girls' trips. I'm away doing self-care stuff. So I have to know how to do it by myself. And I just encourage ladies to stop being so intimidated of themselves and get out there and do it. Ask questions. Ask the questions that you are scared to ask. Just do it, So I know that I've connected with a few companies to where I know a lot of girls, or ladies, they're like, oh, I can't carry. They come up with all of these excuses. There's options out there now for us to be able to carry and defend ourselves. We hear these news stories all the time of ladies getting carjacked. We hear stories of ladies being murdered. And I think about it, I'm like, well, what could we have done? What could you have done? Instead of making an excuse, wrapping it out, instead of making an excuse, make a plan to get it done. Point blank. So that's my thing. Ladies, get out there and do it, is what my encouragement is to everyone.
Yep, and men with them big egos, we can't be, if you can't shoot, you can't see. You know what I'm saying? If you got your woman out there and she's, coming in the house late at night, if you're not there and you did not encourage her and you just, or you gave her the wrong gun, the wrong count, it messes all of those things up. So I mean, if you really love your woman or your sister, your cousin, whoever she is, you gonna give her the right advice. Go ahead, Katie.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna say, I'll be trying to get people to really talk about what they do, because people need to know. So I'm not gonna let Miss Bridget just get off that easy.
Oh boy.
There was an incident where not only did she not have her husband with her, that she had to take control of a chaotic scene and save lives. Man, would you like to tell us about when you actually had to save a life?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And like you guys asked me earlier if I had ever been into firearms prior to this, and I answered no. But I'm glad that I did take that step. I'm glad that I took the advice not only of my husband, my instructor, Kevin Dixie, because I actually see him as my instructor, not Armand. But, I'm glad that I got out there and put this in my toolbox of learning how to utilize my firearm and protect myself if need be. So it's been about 1.5 years now. Since this incident occurred. There's a popular event that I would frequent in the fall here in St. Louis. It's to where a lot of alumni come and congregate in one area. We reminisce and we get all together. But I noticed that when I saw the flyer of the event happening, the first thing that I saw was it said no guns. Well, I know what my rights are. I know that, I could actually bring my firearm on this property with no problem. And so I did. And I'm glad that I did, because there were over 1,000 people at this event having a good time in a big open field, music playing, everybody's having a good time. And next thing you know, there were shots that rang out, hundreds of shots, from handguns to rifles. Anything, seemed like bombs, honestly, but it was crazy, right? And so it was myself and my good friend. We came, I used my proper holster garment that I had on that made me feel comfortable with attending this event. And I'm glad that I did, because I actually had to not only protect myself during the event, I had to protect my friend who was unfamiliar, didn't know what to do. I was not going to be a squatting duck and just lay there, as everybody else was running and frantic. I was more calm in the situation because I had been through our active citizens training, or I had been through one of the Evolved Pistols training, and I had, trained with top instructors, and I knew how to not only protect myself, my friend, and 2 other females that had no clue what to do. But we did make it out of the incident alive. I did inform them at the time, finally, when I needed to, that I had my firearm, and they respected that, and they knew that I care not only about my life, but their life. So I would explain to my friend, even after the fact, the reason that I trained. This is why I trained. This is why I was not fearful during this event as everyone else was, and that's, again, why I encourage people, ladies, to get out and train, because Armand was not with me during that time. But I had to be the superhero for myself and 3 other people, so it matters. I know a lot of my friends, they'll say, oh, girl, we'll go to the range with you eventually. But my number was called during that time, and I didn't have a chance to say, I'll do it later. I had to do it now. I had to act now. So that's why I am actually proud not only of myself, but I'm proud of the people that I have in my circle that continue to encourage me to be the female, to get out there on the line and be able to protect myself when need be. So that's the incident, without naming anything, but I was in a active shooting here in St. Louis. And it plays on me all the time, to where that is another reason that pushes me to not only continue to push myself, but I will continue to encourage my female citizens here in St. Louis and throughout the nation to make sure that you get training, because it matters, because your number could be called.
You were a complete asset, not a liability.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, which I know we want to be careful about details, but in that, not only did she understand, how to use that firearm to remain safe, but it's the things that happen after the gun, right? She understood cover and concealment. She knew how to move people. She knew when to move them. She knew how to be the common voice. She knew how to control the panic in them, make them more suitable, all while holding a gun out, right? So she was guiding them, directing them, get down here, stay there. She knew when to evacuate the area. So that, you got it. Look, it's the gun is great, but all the other things that she listened to and all the other things that she was able to incorporate, was able to, the gun was there in case she needed it, right? Clearly, but able to control that frantic, able to understand, this is my environment. Where is that cover concealment? Where do we need to move?
The mindset is the weapon. The mindset is the weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. So she did a phenomenal job, and she did what a lot of men wouldn't have had any idea what to do in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always say that. I was thinking as we got into this subject, I always tell Lola this, you might have to save me. Forget about, everyone, like, I get it, right? As a guy, I get it. The whole thing that we think we're going to be saving our family and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. And it may come to that, Mychael, as you know, but, your chick might have to save you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no problem with that.
I'm glad she's on my side.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was said here already, there's lots of great female trainers out there. So if women are listening to this, or if guys, your significant other, I get it. It's like if I try to show Lola something, it's always going to be a fight, an argument. This has been good. And I understand why, right? If it comes to Lola, including with guns, this happens that, I always worry about that. So maybe I put undue stress. I transfer that over to her. And this is why I understand why some people feel that they have to, like they feel more comfortable, especially in the beginning, training with a woman. I get it. And I think that's very necessary and very important in this whole thing. Mychael, did you want to say something here?
No, I added everything I did. I mean, I that's why I call boss lady. Good job, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Did anyone get hurt? Did anyone get hurt in that thing? I'm assuming because it was really like hundreds of shots.
Unfortunately, there was one person. They were all guys that actually were injured during the incident, and one person did pass in regards to the being shot. But yeah, there was.
I think he was an off-duty officer as well.
I believe so.
Oh wow!
It's unfortunate, but yeah. Sad.
And one of the people who was shot, we always supported him. He was a local guy who made handmade cigars. And this is one of the other reasons why, especially, and I'm just going to say it, in the Black community, we have to do better about protecting people who are business owners. When people can't spend their money in your neighborhood, it makes your neighborhood worse to where you can't get any services. This man was an upstanding person in the community out here providing a service to people, being away from his family, and unfortunately had his vehicle that he used that shot up, and then he was also shot. And it's so disappointing to where we can't even enjoy each other's company. And I know that's probably a talk for private company, but
no, listen,
I just hate it. That's me personally.
Yeah, nothing's off the table here. I mean, when people discuss what happened in DC a couple of weeks ago and the anger that came out of the politicians up there of what happened, it's amazing to me that those same politicians didn't feel that same way when stuff was happening in cities all over America and cities were being burned down. And, those people in those cities, they're the one losing services. You know, they're the ones losing access to things. And those people themselves were the victims of the crimes that took place there. And no politicians were angry enough, and I'm going to say this, including the Republican ones, were angry enough to do anything about that. You know, but when they are made to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and as I've said before, there's nothing that happened in D.C. a couple of weeks ago that comes close to what I've seen in Nigeria, for example. Right? So they were all they had their feathers ruffled over that, but didn't have their feathers ruffled when it was happening to just the regular people out there in the world of all colors.
Yep.
Right? Of all creeds, of all walks of life. So yeah. We do have to do better.
So can I add one thing? I did mention when I was speaking in regards to the incident about ladies saying that they don't have options. Mm-hmm. They can't do something. So I did want to let everyone know I've actually partnered with a company who's awesome because it provides our ladies options. And we have a giveaway actually that's coming up on February the 21st. The giveaway will start on on February 1st. So I'm with actually Chameleon Concealed Carry Bags. Oh. And this is one of the carry bags that we'll be giving away. And what it is I know a lot of the times ladies will say, oh, I'll just throw my firearm in my purse. Mm-hmm. Or I'll just put it in my cup holder. When I say we have options, Chameleon Concealed Carry Bag has given us options to where you can now carry in a stylish, fashionable concealment bag. So this handbag here, she will be one of my giveaways that I'll be doing on February the 21st. Only thing you'll have to do is, of course, like Chameleon Concealed Carry Bags, like Prime Protection STL, and tag 3 people and share the post. So it'll be on our Facebook and Instagram page, but you can have this. This is a concealment bag that you can hold your firearm and your regular items, and she's cute. So I want to throw that out there.
Yeah. So you guys, do you guys have a .com? It's just the Facebook stuff.
It is actually under construction.
Okay. All right.
And she'll be up by next month.
Okay. All right. So if anyone's looking, and I'll run this in right now as I do the search. Hold on. I don't want you to see what pops up in my search stuff, so I'm going to search for it first. I already learned my lesson with that. Thank you very much. Yeah, here we go. All right. So Prime Protection STL, that's the IG. So if folks are looking to do this, they can enter here on the IG.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Prime Protection STL.
Yeah, and then also there's a Facebook, which I guess I could click right through this. Is going to take me to the Facebook here.
Yep.
And then Facebook is going to try to get me to sign in. But anyway, okay, so there's a Facebook account. It's also Prime Protection STL, right? Let me go pull that up on here. Make sure that I like that. Okay, and we've got to wait until, when did you say, next month?
So yeah, the giveaway will begin on February the 1st, and it will be announced on February the 21st. So they have a little bit of time to get in, but you have to both like both pages, tag 3 people, and share the post that I'll put up most likely on the 1st, of course.
All right, very cool.
You enter. It's free to enter, free to support.
So nothing out there for the dudes?
Well, if you contact me, I do have a few things, but yeah.
She over here, she got a AR bag from them as well that is pretty nice, and I'm trying to entice her to give it to me.
He has to buy it.
Wait,
oh wow!
You gonna be wearing a man purse?
It's for an AR. Come on.
It's for an AR.
It's for AR. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Greg Chamberlain says, "How you STL people doing?" I don't know. I'm sure you guys have some folks out there that you know.
Most definitely. What's up, Greg?
Yeah. If guys are coming in here right now, smash the thumbs ups. Okay. All of that helps us here in this algorithm, and we appreciate it. Make sure you go support Prime Protection STL. Mike, what's your store again?
MJ.
Say it again.
MJ's.
Yeah, MJ's Firearms, and of course, Kevin Dixie, NOC. So.
Yep. No other choice.com.
Yes. So let me ask this, and let me start with Mychael. If folks are going to your store, because you have a brick and mortar now, or
No, I'm online only right now, and
okay.
that's firearm sales online.
Okay, that's online. Okay,
So,
all right. And you do training stuff?
Yeah, well, I got the Protect One, the training facility out in Tennessee.
In Tennessee,
and
okay.
I'm building the range now, so as we speak.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So, but I think you were saying earlier that you do some training.
Yeah, I would do private training.
Okay.
A lot. Really, that's only because there's been so many new gun owners, and I just
yeah, it's a heavy demand.
Because like they'll pick up a gun and they have no idea what to do with it. So I didn't want to like not. I mean, they'll ask me so many questions, and we all are that gun guy that, you know, that's a firearm instructor or something, or we know something about guns, so we feel like enticing to like tell them and teach them and stuff like that. But it is what it is. That's what I do also, as far as just private training, you know, for new gun owners and stuff like that.
Okay, so if you're talking to someone that's new, just give me like 3 things that you think is important for the person out there that doesn't know anything about this to know. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you know, you're the young one. You got to earn that mustache. So
I appreciate it, man. I feel like first safety. New gun owner, you know, understand that, you know, that firearm is not a toy, you know, and treat it with respect, and you know, that also ties into, you know, firearm training. I mean, training with that gun, going out there, taking that class with KD, and taking that class with Prime Protection or myself. It's things like that. I feel like that is really, really important. Also knowing the local gun law, well, the gun laws in the whole country, but especially your local gun laws, because just being real with you, I mean, we're gonna be traveling, you know, to Walmart, your common places, knowing and understanding those gun laws, and also keeping up to date with those things. You have USCCA. There's an app you can download. There's Legal Heat you can download, and a Law Shield also. Throw that in there.
Absolutely.
Apps, and you can download these apps, and literally they refresh these apps all the time with all the new and up-to-date laws, and I actually trust them. A lot of the people who do purchase firearms from me, I let them know, like, hey, you know, because they ask me about how to properly transport a gun. I get all those type of questions. I push them always push them to those apps and those websites. So knowing those local laws, man, and training with that firearm and respecting and, you know, understanding firearm safety is key. So that's just, I'm gonna stress that to everyone. So those would probably be my 3 topics. So
okay, all right, cool. KD, Sean Norgriff says, "What's good, KD?" Sir, he put a sir in there. Yeah. And Greg Chamberlain says, "Get Legal Heat." So there you go. That's an app, right?
Legal Heat.
Okay. All right. KD, what do you think about that? I mean, you're the old school. You're the gray beard here, I guess, when it comes to the training. What would you say? Like, what's 3 things you think outside of what? Because I think Mychael just hit some good points there. Can you accentuate that? Add some other stuff to that you think is important for that new person who's getting into this?
No, I like his 3. So I guess I'll just add to it if I can do that. So I would say after you get those things down, understand how to carry it, right? It's kind of going back to the chameleon bag, or, you know, a nice Kydex holster, and not only understand it, but train with it, right? So the last thing I want to do is see people just tossing guns around and just throwing it in their waist or something like that. So understand how you can carry in the tools and resources available to you to make that easier for you. After that, it's going to be the mental thing, right? Understand that a gun is a life-saving tool, and it does not mean that you all of a sudden get this boost of, I can do what I want to do, and what I like to call, I wish a MF would mentality, right? Like, you got to really chill. Gun ownership really should calm you more than excite you, right? You should be excited about, hey, I got the right to protect myself, but you should be calm and understanding your capabilities toward other human beings, right? So really take a deep breath, breathe about that, avoid situations more than you look forward to get into them. That's real important. And lastly, if I got to choose 3, the last thing that I would add to that is just make sure that you are taking, once you actually have information and you understand it, then even if people don't own guns around you, translate that to them, right? Have a conversation with them about your journey, what you went through, and the things that have helped you. Kind of share that. Don't hold it all to yourself. Once you feel confident to share that information out, share it out, and then refer them to the resources that helped you get there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's good stuff right there. As we mentioned here before, and I'm just gonna throw my one thing into this before I go to Armand and Miss Brigitte. Like I saw with you, Kevin, it's really like the medical side of this, learning how to save perhaps your own life or someone else you care about, or people you don't even know. I don't think you can oversell the importance of that, right? And I think it's something where I'm severely lacking myself personally. And I think maybe a lot of us are, and that's a place that I would personally like to focus on a lot more. And I would encourage folks who are out there getting into this, that it's really worth investing the time and the money into learning how to actually save someone's life. Maybe your own, maybe someone that you love, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's go to Armand and Bridget here. What do you guys? Come on, hit us. It's two of you.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right. My first thing is kind of piggybacking off of what KD said, and it's carrying with a clean heart. One of the lines that I tell my whole class is, guns are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Mm-hmm. And once you start trying to use the tool as a show-off type of thing, it could be that right person that you meet that has one also. So don't think that it makes you invincible or anything like that. The next thing is get some knowledge on your gun. You don't have to be an expert in everything and know all the guns in Call of Duty. Just become an expert on your gun. And that will help you in the long run. When you're needing to go buy a new magazine, you don't go into the gun store saying, hey, I need a clip for my 9mm.
Ooh, man.
What does that mean?
Well, listen, first of all, that should not be a crime, but I'm with you. You're right.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't be as much of a crime as it is for some people. Yeah.
Right, but if you want help, you need to know. You wouldn't drive into AutoZone and not know that you drive a Chevy Impala.
Mm-hmm. True.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the basic, it's the minute things. Mm-hmm. I'm not telling you to be a military expert or something, but know what it is that you have it's a life-changing device that you just bought. Mm-hmm. Have some type of knowledge, do some type of research.
Yeah.
Lastly, the thing that I would tell beginners is to give mental checks very frequently. There is something that we don't talk a lot about, and that is mental health. And if you are having a bad day, that's not the best time to strap a gun to your hip. Every morning I wake up, I ask myself, am I mentally okay to do this? And most days I am. There are some days where I break my own rule of not carrying, whether it's stress at work, whether it's stress with the business. Those are all things that you don't want because somebody rolled over your foot in Walmart with the cart. You don't want to have that mindset and be ready to fight or have a bad attitude and the worst possible thing happens. So
yeah, that's not why we do this.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I definitely respect you too, Armand, for saying that, because most men, including myself, I can't even say that because sometimes I do get pissed off at certain things and I still got that gun on my hip when I shouldn't. So I definitely respect you for even speaking up about that. Not saying that I'm gonna do anything bad. I'm just saying we all, somebody cursed us out. Some didn't go right. This did, this deal didn't fall through, or whatever the case is. Still got that gun on your hip, and now you're a little bit more on edge. Then you out of your square.
Yeah. Well, that firearm is not supposed to be to solve every problem.
Right. That's true.
No.
Yeah. There's a limited set of problems that's there for solving.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that. And you know what? I think it is important to know your laws, like not just like know about your guns, know about laws and things like that. I remember doing something in Atlanta with Maj, and there was a guy there that was like chastising Maj because he's not letting people know about stuff enough. I'm sure you've seen this, Kevin. Maybe all you guys have heard this particular thing. Like, oh, you need to let more people know. What? Bro, the responsibility is on you to know stuff, and it's made easier with these phones and stuff like that we have. It's pretty easy. And if you don't have that, you can ask people, and there's lots of people in the gun community willing to talk and tell you things, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Let me get into this in the time that we have left, because I want to ask you guys this question. I've been telling people this particular story. I'm not going to get into like what happened with me because I've already said it. But so my there's someone that's a friend of mine, and his dad got in touch with me recently. This is this is a black person, and his dad got in touch with me recently because his whole life, his dad, he's retired now. He never was into guns or anything like that. And then he decided recently, because of what went down back in D.C., after all the other things, he decided that this was the moment to get into guns, and he reached out to me, right? And I asked him, I was like, why? Why are you doing this now? Like, I think you should definitely, this is something you need to think about and get into, but why now? And he said to me it was because, he was worried about these pro-Trumpers out there and what they wanted to do to him. So I'm not going to get into the whole thing with what I told him, but I would just like to know from each of you, and I'm probably going to start with Kevin Dixie, how would you respond to that? I'm sure, Kevin, that I'm not the only person going through this. What would be your response to that kind of thing?
For me, I'm not going to let any man or any group of people, me personally, and I advise other people to do the same, right? Like when I tell people, I never want you buying a gun for the day or tomorrow, right? I don't want you buying a gun because of a particular threat that you perceive, right? The firearm is for any threat, right? Because you could be worried about the Trumpers, and it'd be the dude with no political affiliation is robbing you, right? So I don't think that that's I can't tell somebody what the reason is. But I don't think that's a standalone reason, and you can even challenge the validation of it to say, oh, okay, now I need to carry a gun, because then you're setting yourself up for prejudice, right? So if you see somebody, wearing a MAGA hat, then all of a sudden you're on edge with them, right? Because you're the one I got this gun for, right? So I don't think that that's necessarily a healthy mentality to have. So I think that people should relax on that, chill out. You should be ready to deal with any threat, because I don't care if you're wearing a Biden hat, a Trump hat, an Obama hat, a Bush hat, or a Reagan hat, or whatever. I'm not going to look at you like any more of a threat than the person walking their poodle down the street, because they could be the one that's actually out there to do harm to you. So, no, we don't want to set in our minds what a threat looks like, right? Because every time you see someone that represents that, you're going to act out of character. You're probably actually going to cause a confrontation, right? And you're going to try to find a way to justify the reason why you're being on edge with that individual. So we can't look at people or a group of people and say, you're the problem. If somebody is going to cause harm to you, that is a threat right then and there. And you deal with that threat accordingly. Not, oh my God, you're wearing Make America Great Again, or you're wearing I saw a Trump flag on the back of your truck, so let me go ahead and put my hand on my gun because you're who I'm looking for. I got to disagree with that.
Yeah, imagine the person who got a gun because they think some scary black guy is going to do something to them.
Same thing, exactly, right? And we have people that do that, right? And they're idiots, and I tell them that all the time. They're like, oh, they'll use certain things in certain ways to say certain stuff, and I'm like, realistically, you're an idiot. You need to really relax and understand that any threat from anywhere, hell, it might be a tiger that gets you, because there are tigers. People have tigers in our country. I watched it, yeah, like a tiger might get loose, right? Or you're gonna be like, well, the tiger wasn't wearing a MAGA hat, so I didn't shoot it as it mauled me. Like that's no.
Yeah, you don't. Hey, what? Go ahead.
Well, let's clarify something though, real quick, Katie. And I'm pretty sure you agree with me a little bit, but you say what do you consider that, like stereotypical, like how you sometimes that saves lives though. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, the stereotype.
People.
Well,
in a way.
But the person that you stereotype is not always necessarily the opposite of you. So
he may.
As a black man, my children, my kids are like 20, 21 years old, right? and they dress just like most other young folks out there do. The person who I might have to defend my life against may look just like me or just like one of my sons. Yeah,
without a doubt. And that's what I'm saying, because I just want to clarify this really quick, because Katie, I know what it's like for when I'm around that age group, and it just is what it is. You see individuals, and sometimes that may save your life. You see a guy, he got his hat cocked to the side, or you see a white guy and he got all these tattoos on his arms, and he got a SWAT sticker, and his hat cocked to the side. Not about race. It's just sometimes that stuff like that may in particular save your life. Because I know one thing, I'm gonna look at anyone strange who approaches me like that. I'm not saying that I'm gonna have my hand on my gun, but at the same time, it also is gonna make me aware. So looking appropriate, and sometimes people know what that hat means. Don't get me wrong, I don't have nothing against nobody. I love everybody. Just is what it is. I don't care what race, color, gender, religion, none of that. But you know what you're doing when you wear that certain type of hat. If I have on a Make America Great Again hat, or if I have on a Black Lives Matter hat, whatever the case is, sometimes people are going to look at you a little off, and you got to just be prepared for that. So understanding, you make the conscious decision to make sure you together before you leave out the house. And if you're gonna put that hat on, if I'm gonna put this NOC hat on, I know somebody don't like KD. Well, look, I'm just taking that chance that day. But just make sure you had the right mindset, you got the right thinking behind it. I think it all goes back to mindset too. A
little bit of fear is a healthy thing, and people things
at the same time.
Things that people wear can indicate things to you. There's Bloods and Crips out there. There's
he got. Well, I think what we're talking about, when you start talking about that kind of stuff, you're talking about more instincts than anything, right? So, we all come from different areas, have different experiences that certain things alert us, right? They get us on, a little bit more like, okay, let's watch this thing. But that's more of instincts and understanding what may or may not have a potentially slightly higher chance of being a threat to you. But the way that the question was phrased is about, a group of people, right? So if we are going to start allowing our prejudice or our thought of what we've seen being splashed on media, and we all know what media does a great job of doing, then you can set yourself up to be at an extra heightened level. Never challenge your instincts, but be very careful about walking around with a heightened sense of prejudice.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the imaginary person or group and then the real person in front of you, acting, talking, dressed a certain way or whatever, or with it in a certain scenario that you're in, right? Dark alley, middle of the night or whatever. I mean, if we're all looking at a Batman movie and his parents are going down the alley, we all know what's going to happen, right?
Sure. Right.
Yeah. Versus like you're doing something from a safe position and you're imagining something that's going to happen to you. Okay, Armand, I see you want to jump in here, and plus I would like to hear how you guys would respond to this.
Okay, so the first thing is I want to meet in the middle with KD and Mike. One of the first people that I ever got introduced to in the firearms industry, he told me, you want to respect every man and have a plan to kill him.
Yep.
So that meets the criteria for what both of them just said. I'm gonna respect everybody, and I treat everybody as they could be a threat. So I prepare myself for what they could possibly do to me. That's definitely, that way we're not being prejudiced to a certain group of people. And at the same time, we're still protecting ourselves for that itchy feeling, that spidey sense that goes off. And I feel that I deal with this a majority of the time with my class. A lot of people they have that fear, and that's why our classes continuously sell out and different things like that. And I'm not feeding into it because of that simple reason. The one thing I will tell people is just to get prepared. You never know where it's going to come from. And just by proximity of where you live and what it is that you do, you probably will never meet that rural country MAGA person or that rural country MAGA extremist, because they don't want to be around you as well, just as much as you don't want to be around them. So it's a proximity issue. you need to work on the threat that is at your front doorstep, kind of like what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things I just want to say, like, I don't know what the rest of you guys think, but I don't think that someone being MAGA or being a Trump supporter makes them. I mean, I've seen lots of black people that are Trump supporters, and I remember looking at the videos with MAGA Hulk. I didn't even know there was this massive, super muscle-bound black dude. Did you guys ever hear of MAGA Hulk?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah, I never heard of it, and then I stumbled across a video, and there's lots of people that go in that direction. At the same time, there's a lot of people who don't like. So if we're worried about someone not liking black folks, for example, there's a lot of people that feel that way, and they don't have any indicators that's going to show you that they don't like you because of your skin color. So I think I agree with what you said. Like, be prepared, because everyone is potentially your enemy. The government, people who look just like you, people opposite from you. You know, you have no clue where that's coming from. Go ahead,
and you
Kevin.
know what? I go to a lot of. I'm in a lot of different type of places than what I grew up in. I'm always in the country. I'm always in cities. I'm all over the place in all kind of different environments. And here's the thing. If you take even the gun out of it for a second, make sure if you are encountering somebody that has a different viewpoint of life, instead of being like, and I agree, don't get me wrong, you should have a plan to defend yourself at all times. But you should also, instead of trying to see where you can, challenge them or what you can fight them on, figure out the stuff you guys got in common, right? And start from there. And then a lot of times you'll notice that it's not really that big of a deal. You don't have to worry about them any more than anybody else. Figure out what you like. Do you like to cook? Do you like guns? Do you like to fish, or do you want to learn more about it? Because one thing I've noticed with people that when I go into their areas and they're more familiar with doing outdoorsy stuff, they love to share that, right? I don't even have to talk to them about their political affiliation. I'm like, I want to go hunt. They're like when? Like now? We can go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, like find something about people that you actually can learn from. People love to share information. They love to share information, right? So find something that you can learn from them, or find something that you guys actually have in common. And I think that if we did that more than in general looking at the news or taking our perceived notions about people, we can get further. Because let's be honest, we don't like it when people do it to us, right? I still to this day, I don't like when people clutch their purse because I'm walking by, right? I'm not going to steal your purse, lady. I'm the one that's going to protect your purse from being stolen, right? So we don't want it done to us. So next time you interact with somebody, if the rule does come into the city, and you're having an exchange or interaction with them, figure out what you guys have in common, man, and then work from there. That way, when you start talking about what you disagree about, it's less personal, right? You got a base to work off of.
Yeah, Kermit Loves Bacon says, is that really what you guys think I'm guessing he wants to say about. Is that really what you guys think about people who voted for Trump? I'm not. I can tell you one thing. I definitely don't think that, because I voted for Trump, so... both times.
Said anything negative about
Yeah.
talking about the stereotype that the person that asked Hank what it is that he believed.
Yes.
So
that's what we're talking to here. We're talking to that person who's thinking in that vein, that now they're all of a sudden activated. And for this whole conversation, we've been talking about these 8 million new people. And what we have to understand is a lot of that 8 million are people that they're doing it for exactly that reason.
Yeah. And for those 8 million people that are, if they are watching this, if they do, what Kate, and I challenged Katie on what he said, but Katie was not wrong. I wish we can do that more. Like you say, see what you got in common. Hey man, that's a nice hat, but hey, those shoes you got on. Well, I see you got to open carrying your gun, which I don't like, but still, you open carry your gun. What kind of gun is it? Hey, I got that type. Just engage in a conversation instead of just being so quiet. Speak, open your mouth, say something. You know what I'm saying? And
it's hard for someone to kill you if they're looking at you and making eye connection with you and talking to you. It's not impossible. I mean, there's psychos out there, right? But it's, you can solve a lot of problems like that. I mean, I grew up in New York City, and I did a lot of things I'm not supposed to do, and I had my run-ins with cops and stuff like that. And a lot of those situations I walked away from because I just talked to them. And that's really important. When you talk to people, you disarm them, right? And I found myself doing that a lot with cops, for example. And then they wouldn't go, get out of the car, let me search you. Because if they would have done that, I would have been in jail. So, listen.
Can I say
Go ahead.
one funny thing though, Katie? The funny thing you be bringing up the tires, it got tigers. It got me remembering when I was in police academy, they almost deputized us. I went to police academy up in Ohio, and they almost deputized us because a dude had let his tigers go in Ohio, and we were the closest to him. So they was finna deputize us and give us guns.
Yeah.
To go out here and shoot tigers and lions and bears.
Yeah, that's some training, because you don't actually know what that gun's gonna do for you when a tiger is charging you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole different experience. Mychael, I want to get your answer from this. I know we're running a little bit over time. The reason why I asked this question is I really think that, this is a great opportunity for us here to have that conversation and have the people in the audience and maybe some other people listen to this. So I want to know from you, Mike, what's your answer to this thing that I posed?
I didn't even get. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So to go back to that guy who got in touch with me and said that he wanted to get a gun, and I just want, like, if someone got in touch with you and they say, hey, I want to get a gun, I want to get into this because of what happened back in D.C. a couple of weeks ago, and I'm worried that these Trumpers are coming for me or whatever. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Man, I've been getting a lot of that, especially when people come you get fear buying. Fear buying is. We see a lot of that now. Most of these gun owners, in fact, I've had people run to me, call me, blow up my phone, like, just based off of them just fear buying. Mm-hmm. People, calm down. Mm-hmm. Calm down. I don't really think that it's serious. Don't get me wrong. What happened was, it was serious. But at the same time, like, when you react so fast like that and you don't just slow down the thing, and on top of that, you should already had a gun. That's one. You shouldn't buy a gun just based off in one event. I mean, that's just one situation that happened. There's so many different things, like KD was even saying. There's so many different stuff, so many different things going on that you need a gun for. And and like you say, Hank, not all guns don't solve all problems. Mm-hmm. You may not need a gun for so many different reasons, and it's so many. It's a responsibility. It's so many things that go, along with just even having that gun. So I feel like if you're gonna buy a gun, don't buy a gun based off of one event. Buy a gun for so many different other things. Guns save lives. Buy a gun for a better reason. For one, mm-hmm. You got family, you got loved ones. Buy a gun so you come back home to your family. Buy a gun for there's so many different other reasons, not just based off one event. So
mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I think, there's one good reason I would say to someone to not buy a gun. If you're angry and you want to hurt someone, that's mm-hmm. not the reason to buy one. This situation, like what I did say to my friend's dad was, you know what? I'm glad you came to this, but I just want you to answer these questions. And, I was like, I don't know if you got to go, Kevin, but I could see the wife trying to give you some kind of signal back there. But
no, she just let me know she's back in the house.
Oh, okay, cool. So one of the things I said to him is, you're here. I'm in Gainesville. He's in Gainesville. I was like, if you go to your local gun store right now to buy this gun, tell me who do you think is running that store? And he was like, what do you mean who's running the store? I was like, tell me about that person. Just imagine who are they? Are they black or are they white? He was like, well, it's probably a white guy. I was like, okay, do you think they are Republican or Democrat? And he's like, oh, they're probably a Republican. I was like, do you think they maybe voted for Trump? And he was like, yeah, they probably voted for Trump. And I said, okay, so here's the thing about that. You're going to go to this store, and I can already tell you what's going to happen. You're going to go there, and they're going to show you things, and they're going to be courteous, answer your questions, and they're going to help you. And you could buy a gun from them, and then they will point you in the direction of training. And he was like, okay. And I was like, what makes you think that person's your enemy? And so that was my answer to him. But I said, listen, still, I hope that you get into this because, like Mychael said, you actually need to get into this, right? And it's not I know a lot of folks out here are going to say, well, this is really the wrong reason. It's a bad reason, but it's not the worst reason. And once you get into this and you start meeting people and doing like what Kevin Dixie is saying, and all of you guys are saying that, hey, when you start talking to people and figuring out who people are and seeing different people and realizing what you have in common, it changes a lot of things. As folks are saying here, I see a lot of people have some good comments on this. I just want everyone to know, in the end of Trump's thing, and I'm not trying to be all pro-Trump with you guys. I've had my things to say about him, but he pardoned some rappers. Okay?
Go ahead.
Let's realize that. Okay? So, I mean, you know, it's everything out there is not exactly what you think it is. You know, everything is not what the media is telling you. So you folks out there just really want to think about this and put this into your overall equations about your life. Listen, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I'm sure you folks have plans. I should have probably done this with all you guys a lot sooner than this. You know, especially Armand and Bridget. You know, we should have done this a long time ago. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to go around here. I'm going to start with Mychael. How can the folks out there that are looking at this, if they want to follow up with you, follow you on social media, communicate with you, etc., how can they do that?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at MJ's Firearms 33. You can follow me on Facebook at MJ's Firearms LLC, YouTube at MJ's Firearms. I'll also be having quite a few things. So follow my Instagram. There's on Sunday I'll be doing a pretty big, it's be a big announcement with me and Maj. So definitely tune in on that.
Okay.
There'll be new social medias going up with Protect One as well. I got a lot of things in the works.
Cool.
A lot of big events and things like that. So yeah, definitely. I'll email mjsfirearms@gmail.com. You guys can get in contact with me there. Also, I want to say something too before I get off, because you always, Hank Strange, you always point your finger towards everybody else and shine light on them. You reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations!
Thank you, man.
And
Yes, I appreciate that from all the folks out there.
I also want to say this: a lot of people don't. Armand spoke on it a little bit. A lot of people don't realize how much work you really do put in. And I'm gonna say this, and I really don't give a damn what nobody thinks. You probably have one of the most realest 100,000 subscribers on YouTube than anyone else.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's a real 100,000 YouTube followers. So good job, man.
Thank you. Absolutely. I didn't do it on my own. Lots of you guys have helped me to do this out there. And Lola, my kids have made sacrifices. Yeah, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's lots of folks out there in the world, in the gun world and all that kind of stuff that have helped me to do this. So I really do appreciate it. It means a lot coming from all of you guys. We're going to get to Kevin last here, because we know Kevin, he's gonna drop multiple points of contact on us. But I do want to let you know this, Kevin, for the sake of Chris Schumach. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Chris Schumach. He said, sent Kevin a friend request about 2 years ago, still waiting on him to accept. And then he's put a bunch of laughing faces in there. He says, let me in the circle, bro. So Kevin, look that brother up in the chat, please, and go add him as a favor to me on that friend request while we're going to Bridget and Armand here. I hope that works, Chris. I don't know. So guys, how can the folks out there follow you guys, support you if they've got questions and things like that they want to ask?
Most definitely. On both Facebook and Instagram currently, we are Prime Protection STL. You can follow us there. We post cool stuff there, classes, and that's how you can best contact us and reach us. We'll have new things, new social medias, new YouTube, all of that coming up throughout 2021, including our website that's currently under construction. So, but yeah, that's how you can contact us and see all the cool stuff that we do.
Absolutely.
And make sure that you also support Bridget. Links that are on those pages for Chameleon Bags and Dean Adams Official.
Oh, absolutely. Please do that. Please go out there and support these folks. At least check them out and see what they're up to and what they're doing. Okay. Diximus Maximus, KD, Kevin Dixie, NOC. I don't even have to tell you, so just hit him with it. Yeah.
I would just say to Chris, my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, is not something I engage with a lot, which is why, because I am trying to get that to just where it's family and friends, where we can share pictures of kids and just have our little circle. But the ways to reach me, Chris, please go over to The Real NOC on Instagram or Facebook. So it's The Real NOC, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and now I'm doing this TikTok thing.
Oh
I think
Lord!
my first one I put it up in a
Say
day.
it's not so. Say it's not so, please.
Dude, I had a great time doing it. Right, I put a thing up for one day and it reached over 10,000 in less than 24 hours. So it must have been pretty popular. So the TikTok thing, I had fun with that. So it's the real NOC on all the platforms. TikTok, I can't believe I'm saying TikTok again.
Oh
TikTok,
wow!
Twitter,
Wow! Oh wow!
Facebook.
You are
Instagram.
legally too old to be on TikTok, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, no, I had a good time. The kids love it.
Yeah,
they love the video.
Yeah, I have a TikTok account also. I don't think I do anything on there though. But yeah, listen, all platforms.
Yeah, all platforms are real NOC. All the backup pages, which is very important with all the censorship. KD of NOC, so my initials of NOC. Also, which is more important, is the website, nootherchoice.com. Nootherchoice.com. With big tech censorships, we're all going to be hurt even worse. Like we've already been going through it the last couple of years, but the next few years are going to be really, really hard with big tech censorship. So nootherchoice.com is going to be the absolute best way you can support. Please sign up for the email list. Once again, if you are in the industry, writer, author, blogger, YouTuber, instructor, gun club president, FFL, manufacturer, big or small, whatever. If you're in the business of freedom, when you're on the website, look at the train and learn link. 3 days of professional development to make you and your business better. Also, let you collab with a lot of different people in the industry, covering topics all through the gauntlet: marketing, SOEs for your websites, how to do that. We got professionals coming in and speak on all kind of various subjects, including you'll get the speed date with 5 different instructors. This year, we're going to change it up a little bit. We have 4 or 5 great pistol instructors and rifle instructors, but we also have hand-to-hand that No Other Choice is going to be hosting, and we through one of my instructors, and we also have edge weapons training. So you get a lot of different training, collaborations, just a good time. So look out for, we'll go to the website. There are 17 seats left for Train and Learn. So go ahead over there and sign up. There's 17 out of 60, and I haven't even promoted it yet. So that's telling you something about the event. So go ahead and sign up for that, and just stay in touch. Shoot us email. Email is on the website. Stay in touch, interact, and buy mags. I will say that right now. I built the website for a lot of purposes. We're going to be blogging there, posting our own videos. Oh, and another thing, be on the lookout. It's going to be launching. I am launching my own podcast this year, official podcast. The podcast is, and I'll tell everybody when to go ahead and sign up for the YouTube page, even though it's up now. Stogies and Straps. That is a thing. It's going to be its own podcast.
It's not exactly what you think. It could be a double entendre, though.
It could. We're going to have a good time with it. More relaxed conversations. We're going to have obviously all your 2A favorites, but we're going to be bringing in a lot of different genres and different people to come on there and have conversations. We're going to have anti-gun people on it. We're going to have we're going to talk about everything. I'm going to open up the gauntlet to what I think about subjects and really let other people share. So it'll be a fun thing. It'll be a fun thing.
Yeah, I think you're going to kick ass with that, man. I think you're going to kick ass with that.
It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And other than that, I would encourage everybody to, like I said, with magazines again, man, we're gonna see magazines be attacked. They're gonna go up in price. So one of the things that I was great to do was be able to put affordable products up there for individuals. So when you're on the website, we got swag, we got gear, we got all that. But I'm really trying to push people for medical aid. So we do have some North American Rescue medical kits on the site. We have Gray Ghost gear, med bags on the site. They're empty. You can fill them with whichever way you choose. And magazines, right? So we got magazines as low as $11.99 over on the website. So go shop on the website, have fun on the website. You got exclusive gear and training classes, obviously. Please feel free to jump in one of my training classes. If you're looking to support, that is probably the biggest way you can do it, because I take a large portion of the proceeds and give back to the community of outreach program Aiming for the Truth. So please jump in the training class. I got people literally coming down to Georgia to train with me. I got one guy that's literally flying in from Alaska to come down and get some of this training. So, jump out there, train. It's going to be the biggest way you can support. Any questions, let me know. We always take care of our people, like the individuals that are training with me this weekend, because I understand Americans are under attack. They're coming in to train with a couple of 100 rounds, but I'm actually giving them 100 rounds just for showing up. Okay, right. Cool. So we do different things to help out with No Other Choice. So jump in, support, reach out, have a good time, have a good spirit, because I will curse you out.
Absolutely. And if you want that, go to IG, where he does talk and engage with people to the point that I'm not really sure how long he's going to be on there, but hopefully he'll be there forever. Yeah. No,
but I love everybody. I just ask everybody to come with a clean mind, have fun. And when I say curse you out, it doesn't mean in vulgar. I curse my friends out all the time. They curse me out. So I say that with a light heart, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna have fun and engage. But yeah.
What's your backup at the risk of getting like another 20 things here? What's your backup for IG? Because I know they're giving you a hard time.
Yeah, they are. They really are. So it's the backup page, KD of NOC, and the website, man. The website
okay.
and the YouTube page, because the real NOC on YouTube is going to be something I'm going to be putting a lot more content on. I'm not really expecting it not to be harassed, but when we get stogies and straps up too, that's going to be a platform that's all over the place. So it's going to be really hard for them to necessarily pinpoint it and attack it because of the conversations we're going to be having outside of guns. So that'll be the best way.
Okay, and you're not on like Minds or MeWe or anything like that yet.
No, man, okay. I can't manage these social media. This shit is a job, man. Like, I don't want to be so stressed in that I'm not giving people interaction and attention. I like to talk to people, interact with them. So I don't want to be too many different places. But yeah, the website ultimately is going to be the place you can absolutely go. I will also say this. One of the cool things that is happening, I will get confirmation on this weekend, but I did a one-on-one with Hollywood, with a Hollywood actor. And after, he just wanted to learn how to clean his gun, maintain his firearm. He's been in several pretty big movies. He's been in blockbuster movies before. And he just reached out to a buddy hooked him up with me. I did a one-on-one with him. And that led to me, I'll get the answer this weekend, but they invited me. I was openly invited. They sought me out to be a firearms consultant on the set of a new pilot that they're going to be in the Netflix and stuff like that. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
So I'll be kind of this thing, so that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's awesome. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things I'm not going to get to here right now. You guys need to follow all these folks on the social medias where they are. They're great people. They'll love to engage and talk to you. I'm going to run in the end, and we're going to come back here and get the last word. I'm going to say it's not going to be me or Kevin. So. But I'm going to let Kevin choose who's going to have to give us the last word here. But let me run in the end here right now. All right, guys, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs ups. Ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. We are going to rip the audio out of this and throw it up on iTunes and all the other places you get your audio podcasts from. Big thanks to Walther Arms for supporting this podcast and allowing us to have these conversations. I really do appreciate that. Kevin, who do you think should give the last word?
Brigitte,
there
as you like to say.
There you go. Miss Brigitte.
Okay, so just wrapping up everything, I would like to say to just basically remember that we are all advocates. Remember that we have to continue to train. If you want to get good at using the tool, you have to train with the tool. So get out there, train, dry fire, do what it is that you need to do even during these times. So don't stop. Don't think that you can just have the firearm on you. You still have to do more with it so that you can be more proficient and being a great advocate.
Absolutely. Well said. We are out. See you guys. Peace.
Peace out.